the heir to a powerful dynasty. I took over the family business at 10. By 18, I had grown it to 10 billion. By 20, my net worth had crossed 100 billion, making me the richest man in Tianhai City. But on my wedding day, the woman I raised with my own hands jumped out a window to run off with some pretty boy. When I found out, I let out a long breath of relief, because this wedding was always part of my plan. The SI family and the Mu family had arranged a childhood betrothal 20 years ago. Isolde and I grew up together, childhood sweethearts in every sense. Over the years, I pushed the SI family into the top 5 most powerful families in Tianhai City, and the Mu family rode our coattails to enormous profit. If things had gone to plan, I would have married Isolde, and our two families would have built an empire together. But then, 3 years ago, a guy named Dorian showed up, and everything changed. Isolde drifted away from me, spending her days running around with Dorian, whining and dining, living without a care. It was then that I gave up on Isolde. I gave up on the MU family too. The only reason I played along with this wedding was to have a legitimate, clean way to take back everything I had ever given to the MU family. What I didn't know, however, was that my little fool of an adopted sister had been waiting eagerly for exactly this moment. After leaving the wedding venue, I got into the car. Reeve rushed over and handed me a tablet. "Sir, this is the security footage of Miss Mu fleeing the wedding." I nodded and swiped the video open. Reeve leaned in and said quietly, "We've already locked down the story. I've had people tell Miss Mu. Should we bring her back?" "No. Lift the blackout right now. Buy the top trending slots and blast the story of Isolde running away. Then send word down the line. Terminate every deal with the MU family. Pull every form of support." Reeve froze. "Sir, maybe reconsider. This could damage your reputation." I waved him off. "A bruised reputation is nothing. Just don't touch my money. And remember, get everything ready. Tomorrow I'm taking back every single thing I gave the MU family. That includes every property and luxury car Isolde bought with my card. All of it." Just then, a ringtone cut through my instructions. It was Isolde. I picked up without thinking. "I'm sorry, Callum." Her voice came through, apologetic. "I'm so sorry about today. It's because of Dorian. He's in such a terrible situation. His mother is in emergency surgery right now. He has no one in Tianhai City, and I'm the only friend he has. I came to be with him. I promise you, the moment his mother is out of danger, I'll come straight back to marry you." I smiled. "Isolde, there's one thing I just don't get. What does Dorian's mother's surgery have to do with you? Is she your long-lost biological mother? Because last I checked, Clara is your real mother, and she was just at the wedding." Isolde paused, then snapped. "Can you not be so sarcastic? Dorian's mother is my godmother. My godmother is in surgery. Is it wrong for me to be here with her?" "You're not wrong at all. I'm the one at fault. I knew it would come to this, and I still had to open my mouth and ask. My own fault entirely. When your godmother is out of surgery, let me know. I'll send her a nice fruit basket." My heartfelt thanks. Isolde's brow furrowed. "What exactly are you implying? Are you threatening me? I already told you I'll come back and marry you after the surgery. Stop making a scene. I can't stand petty, small-minded people, and I refuse to marry one." My head was spinning. I genuinely had no idea what scene I was supposedly making, or how I was being petty. Honestly, I was grateful to Dorian's mother. If it weren't for her, Isolde wouldn't have bolted so cleanly. If she hadn't, I would have needed my backup plan, and I'd have walked away with billions less. Another call was coming in. "I've got another call, let's catch up another time." I ended the call with Isolde. "Aunt Clara, what is it?" The caller was Clara, Isolde's mother, and my own mother's closest friend. "Where on earth did you go?" I smiled. "Where else? I went home." Clara paused. "You didn't go after Isolde?" I frowned. "Why would I?" Clara blurted out. "She's your bride. You're really not going after her?" I was speechless. "Aunt Clara, she ran away. That makes her not my bride anymore. Do you understand how that works?" Clara paused, then said, "Young couples fight all the time. Just go and coax her back. Isolde is easy to win over. Say some sweet things, buy her a little gift, and she won't be angry anymore." I was truly at a loss. I had no idea what was going on inside these people's heads. Did they actually think running out on a wedding was no big deal? I shook my head and hung up. Meanwhile, at Tianhai Private Hospital, Isolde stood in her custom-made wedding gown, waiting anxiously outside the emergency room. Beside her, Dorian looked sick with worry. "Isolde, are you sure Callum won't be furious about this?" Isolde laughed it off. "He won't. I know him. All these years he has never once gotten angry with me. I've already explained everything. As soon as my godmother is out of danger, I'll go back and marry him. He's a man with real class and a big heart. He won't blame me." Back at the Sai estate, Callum had just pulled up to the front gate when 2 rows of servants bowed in unison. "Welcome home, young master." I smiled and waved them off. "We all know each other. No need for all this ceremony. You come out every single time. It must be exhausting." "Honestly, I feel a little guilty." The servants bowed again. "We're not tired at all. You're the one who works hard, young master." I gave an awkward laugh. This whole welcome ritual was ridiculous, and yes, I was the one who said it started on their own and no one would believe it. But it was true. All I did was pay on time and add a few perks, and they started showing up at the gate every day on their own. "All right, everyone go get your red envelopes from the head of household." The servants bowed together. "Thank you, young master." I had barely made it back to the living room when a girl of about 17 or 18 came charging at me. I instinctively put my hand on top of her head. "Ren, I've told you so many times. Stop headbutting me. It hurts, do you understand?" Ren rubbed her own forehead, indicating she felt no pain whatsoever. My mouth twitched. I had to keep reminding myself not to argue with someone who had no idea what was going on. Ren was an orphan my parents had taken in when I was 3. They said it was to give me a companion. By 3, she still couldn't speak. Everyone assumed she was a slow developer, until she turned 7 and we realized it wasn't slow development. She was, simply put, not all there. My parents wanted to send her back to the orphanage, but I refused. After 7 years together, even a dog grows on you. Besides, she followed me everywhere calling me Callum. Ren, be good. I still have work to do. Ren blinked her wide, innocent eyes and clung to me without letting go. Mrs. Wang, come take her away. The head of household came, after distributing the red envelopes, and said, Young master, Mrs. Wang's daughter-in-law just had a baby. She's resigned and gone back to her hometown to help raise the grandchild. I sighed inwardly. Mrs. Wang had been with this household for over 10 years. She was the only one who could handle Ren. Her leaving wasn't a problem for anyone else, but what about me? I shook my head. Helplessly. Mr. Liu, go change the gate code right now. Also pack up all of Isolde's belongings. Send everything back to the MU family immediately. Mr. Liu bowed and went to carry out the orders. 3 years. I could finally, openly and rightfully throw Isolde out. Every single day, watching someone who carried the title of my fiancé while cozying up to another man, it would be a lie to say that didn't get under my skin. But now it was all over. The money would be back soon too. Lost in thought, I felt my eyelids grow heavier and heavier until I sank into the sofa and drifted off just like that. Behind him, a flicker of cunning crossed Ren's wide, innocent eyes. 17 years since I transmigrated into this novel. 17 years. Do you have any idea what that was like? I am the author, the one who created this entire world, and yet these garbage world rules had the nerve to strip away my freedom and force me to play the village idiot. Lucky for me, I have the system. The plot is back on track. Isolde has run away. All I need now is for this blockhead of a brother to wake up, realize where he went wrong, and go after Isolde with a genuine heart. Then I can complete the first story quest, claim the contract, break free from the rules, and finally become a normal person. Meanwhile, back at the wedding venue, the guests had long since run out of patience. Is this wedding happening or not? Who knows? It's been dragging on forever. Our time matters too, you know. If it weren't for Callum's name, I would have left ages ago. As the murmurings spread through the room, Victor Mu, head of the Mu family, started to panic. Clara, call him. What exactly did Callum say? Clara smiled calmly. It's fine. I've already given Callum the plan to talk Isolde around. Don't worry, they'll be back soon. Victor still wasn't reassured. Maybe we should call again just to check? Clara hesitated but eventually dialed Callum's number. At the SI estate, Ren tapped the decline button without a second thought. Clara lowered her phone. He hung up. Victor pulled out his own phone and called Callum, but it rang once and went dead. Do you think Callum is actually angry? Clara shook her head. That boy has his flaws, but his temper is something else. It's ironclad. I've watched him grow up since he was a child. Nothing has ever made him lose his temper. Not once. Since the day he was born, his emotions have been as steady as a grown man's. Victor nodded. Still, Isolde really crossed a line this time. You should call her and tell her to stop throwing a fit and come back with Callum to get married. Clara thought he had a point, and dialed Isolde. What is it, Mom? Hearing Isolde's voice, Clara exhaled with relief. Callum has gone to pick you up. Today is your wedding day. Stop this little act and come back with Callum. Do you hear me? Isolde's brow furrowed. He's running to you to complain now? I've already explained everything to him clearly. Stay out of our business, please, and tell Callum I'm genuinely angry this time. Isolde hung up without another word. Dorian asked carefully, Was that your mom? Isolde nodded. She says Callum is coming to get me. Dorian's face crumpled with guilt. Then go back with him. I can manage on my own. Isolde shook her head. I said I'd stay with you until your godmother comes out. A godmother is still a mother. If I'm not here for her now, how could I ever show my face in Tianhai City again? Don't worry. When Callum gets here, I'll have him wait with us. Dorian's face lit up. Really? Callum would actually stay and wait with us? But as he said it, his expression fell again. Someone like him, brilliant as a star in the sky, how could he possibly spare a second glance for me and my mom? Isolde was quick to reassure him. Don't say that, Callum, he's not like that. He would never look down on anyone, even a beggar on the street. He'd treat that person like a brother. And besides, my godmother is his godmother too. For him to stay here and wait with us is only right. Trust me completely, I'll handle everything. And let me tell you a secret. This hospital belongs to Callum. 3 years ago, when he found out about her condition, he set up a very important person room for her right here. He's always been so generous and kind. Once she recovers, I'll have Callum take us all on a world honeymoon tour. Dorian pretended to be overjoyed. Me and my mom can come too? Isolde nodded. Of course. You've never traveled the world before. This is the perfect chance. We're all family, and family should be together, right? As she spoke, Isolde's expression grew a little sad. Callum, he lost his parents so young. On top of that, he had to look after this hopeless little sister of his. He's had it so hard for so long. Once I marry into the SI family, I'll bring you and your mom along too, and then he'll finally have a little brother and a mother who care about him. Back at the SI estate, I had the strangest dream. I was submerged in warm water, drifting weightlessly, and somewhere beside me there seemed to be another person. I couldn't make out who it was. I couldn't see their face, either. I just floated there in a haze, until a sharp buzzing sound yanked me back to reality. When I woke up, I felt refreshed. every muscle loose and easy. Then I looked down at my arms. Ren was sprawled across my chest, dead asleep, and the drool soaking through my shirt. I let out a helpless laugh and picked up the phone beside me. Get to the point. I still need to carry Ren to bed. 3 seconds of silence. Sir, everything has been handled exactly as you instructed. By tomorrow it will detonate across Tianhai City and the entire country. I nodded. Good work. Your bonus this month is doubled. Go to finance right now and collect it. A pause on the other end. But payday isn't until the end of the month. I laughed. Your wife is due any day now, right? Get her into my private hospital. I'll have them set up a premium private room. A sharp inhale came through the phone. Thank you, sir. From now on, my life is yours. I hung up with a smile, then scooped up Ren and carried her to bed. One night was more than enough time for everything to take root. The next morning I jolted awake. Ren, what are you doing? Get down right now. There she was, perched on the windowsill, pulling herself back inside, turning to look at me with those big, guileless eyes. At the sight of that blank, innocent expression, I exhaled. You little fool. When are you ever going to learn to behave? Am I really going to have to keep you locked up in this house for the rest of your life? Ren launched herself off the windowsill straight toward the bed. I had no choice but to catch her. Thud. She slammed headfirst into my chest and I hissed through my teeth. I was at my limit, and it had only been one day. I already missed Mrs. Wang terribly. After washing up, I got out of there as fast as I could. Callum Group Headquarters, Executive Office. I opened the top trending news chart and sure enough, it had hit the #1 spot. Tianhai City's richest man's wedding. Bride runs away. From the first trending topic to the 10th, every single one was about the richest man in Tianhai being stood up and cheated on. I could barely keep the smile off my face. Just then, my former future father-in-law, Victor Mu, called. I closed the news and picked up. Callum, what's going on with these trending stories? Why didn't you keep a lid on it? I smiled. Why on earth would I do that? Victor paused. This is a matter of your family's reputation. There's still time to have it pulled. And why would I pull it? Victor was taken aback again. Don't you care at all about the SI family name? I acted like it had just clicked for me. Oh, so you're worried about my family's reputation. You can put that concern to rest. Reputation, good or bad. I've never once cared what people say. Now the Mu family, on the other hand, you'd better start thinking about how you're going to answer to me. Victor sounded bewildered. What do we owe you an answer for? You're the one who didn't go after Isolde. Are you really trying to blame the Mu family for your own failure? I was stunned. I truly could not understand how anyone in the Mu family was wired the way they were. How could every single one of them be so utterly unhinged? Victor, do you have any idea what you're saying? It was your daughter, your Mu family's own Isolde, who ran off with another man, and somehow you're turning it around on me. Victor fired back immediately. Isolde has been promised to you since childhood. She has belonged to the SI family for years. From the moment she moved into your home, her affairs stopped being the Mu family's responsibility. You couldn't keep hold of her. That's on you. How dare you blame the Mu family? I was momentarily speechless. So this was how the Mu family actually thought. In that case, I had misjudged them all along. Their minds were actually quite sharp. They had long since decided Isolde belonged to the SI family, leaving them free to collect the benefits without caring what happened to her. The one who had been thinking wrong this whole time was me, treating a family like this as if they were ordinary people. In their eyes, Isolde was a product, sold to the SI family before she was even born. Once that clicked, I felt nothing but calm. So you don't consider Isolde a member of the Mu family anymore. Even better, start gathering everything I've given Isolde over the years. I'll be coming by shortly to collect it in person. Victor tried to say more, but the line was already dead. What's gotten into Callum? Why does it feel like he's become a completely different person? Beside him, Clara looked worried. With rumors flying everywhere, I'm afraid Callum might actually do something drastic. Should we call Isolde back? Victor was just about to respond when his phone buzzed. He answered, and a frantic voice came through. Mr. Mu, we have a crisis. Callum Group just pulled their 10 billion investment from our new development project this morning. Unilaterally, Mu Group's stock has hit its lower limit. Market value has evaporated by over 10 billion. Mr. Mu, you have to do something. Victor's hand shook, and his phone clattered to the floor. Clara, call Isolde. Tell her to get back here right now. I'm going to prepare some generous gifts and go apologize to Callum in person, and announce it publicly right away. The Mu family is hosting a makeup wedding for Callum. This time, even if we have to use chains, those two are getting married. Clara had also heard that the Mu family was on the edge of bankruptcy. Shaken, she immediately called Isolde. In the very important person room at the private hospital, Isolde answered with a trace of impatience. Mom, why are you calling again? Did Callum go to you? Tell him I'll be back soon. Clara's voice went sharp. Wherever you are, you have 30 minutes to get back to the MU estate. If you don't, I'll pretend I never had a daughter. Isolde's brow creased. Did Callum threaten you? Clara hesitated. Yes. Callum Group has pulled their funding and cut off every one of our contracts. The Mu family is nearly bankrupt. Your father wants you back immediately. We're going to host a makeup wedding for Callum, and that's the only way through this. Isolde was taken aback. She hadn't expected Callum to be so petty about it, using such low tactics just to force her back to the altar. Then again, it was only because he loved her so much. She glanced at the unconscious woman on the bed and sighed. Mom, relax. I'll call Callum right now and explain. He'll drop this little game, I'm sure of it. Outside the Callum Group headquarters, I had just gotten into the car when my phone rang. It was Isolde. I shook my head with a quiet laugh. She must be scared by what I'd set in motion, calling to apologize. But it was too late. Everything had been over since that day 3 years ago. If it weren't for the need to strategically reclaim everything I had given away, I wouldn't have dragged this out at all. Yes, I was wealthy, but but tens of billions was still tens of billions. Every yuan I earned after taking over the family business at 10 had been earned through blood and sweat. Nobody got to walk away with a single cent of mine for free. I answered and got straight to it. You've heard the news by now. I'm on my way to the Mew estate. We'll talk when I get there. When you want something back, having the right people in the room is always best. The accounts would be clear as day, and there would be no room for dispute. Isolde thought to herself. Sure enough, her mother had called her back, and Callum was heading to the MU estate at exactly the right moment to intercept her. This was all just a little stunt Callum had staged himself. Still, she had promised Dorian she'd stay until his godmother woke up, and once Callum found out that she was arranging a makeup wedding for him, he would be happy, right? She just needed to wait a little longer. He wouldn't hold it against her. Alright, go ahead. I should be able to get there a little later. Wait for me at the MU estate. This time it's my fault. Don't be angry. I'll make it up to you properly when I get home. I blinked. I was on my way to settle accounts with the MU family. If Isolde didn't show up in person, some things would be harder to recover. But no matter. Today I'd go after the big items first. Whatever was left, I'd let the legal team handle. Every last cent would come back. Fine, you do what you need to do. We'll catch up when there's time. I hung up. Reeve, did you get everything ready like I asked yesterday? Reeve patted the bag beside him. All set, sir. Every document is here. I guarantee you'll walk away with everything that's yours. I never worry when it's you handling things. I've already arranged things with the hospital. Get your wife checked in today. They have the best nursing staff. She'll be well taken care of, and you'll be able to keep up with me without worrying. Reeve nodded, visibly moved. Thank you, sir. I'll have someone take her in right away. 30 minutes later, the car pulled up to the gates of the MU estate. Stepping out alongside me was a line of men, each standing nearly 6 feet tall and built like walls. When you're out in the world, trouble has a way of finding you. The more protection you bring, the fewer headaches you deal with. The Mu family's servants knew me well. They swung the gates open from a distance. Go tell the Master Callum is here. I walked into the Mu estate and made my way to the living room. Victor and Clara were already waiting in the living room with Leo, the youngest of the Mu family. Callum, I was just about to come find you. I've had Isolde's mother call her home. She should arrive any moment. My heart lurched. My mom is here? Get her out here. I want to see her. I'd love to ask her why she left without a word 5 years ago. And that old man must be back too. Where is he? Send him out. I want a word with him, just the two of us. Victor gave an awkward laugh. You've got the wrong idea. It's not your mother. It's Clara. A mother-in-law is still a mother, isn't she? I frowned. Aunt Clara, when exactly did you become my mother-in-law? Don't say things you know aren't true. I'm not part of your family. Clara stepped forward and took my hand. I know you're still upset about yesterday, but this was always going to happen sooner or later. Call me mom now, call me mom later. Either way, I'm happy to accept it. A chill ran through me, and goosebumps rose all over. I pulled my hand back immediately. We can talk about that another time. You must have received word about my decision to pull funding and cut all ties with the MU family. Leo jumped in at that moment. My sister says you need to stop this little prank of yours. Otherwise, she really will stop talking to you. I turned to Reeve. He says it's a prank. Does that mean you only threaten them? Reeve shook his head. I can confirm without any doubt. The funds have been transferred back to our accounts, and the notice has gone out terminating all ties with the MU family. Check for yourself if you'd like. I pulled out my phone and checked on the spot. Then I relaxed. Leo, stay out of this. Adults are talking. Kids shouldn't interrupt. By the way, your sister has been using my card to buy you all kinds of nice things over the years, hasn't she? Go check your allowance and see if you've got enough to pay me back. I don't want to hear any crying when you come up short. Leo tilted his head and gave me a sideways look. Things that were given to me. How can you take them back? I ruffled Leo's hair. You once shared 2 pieces of candy with me. I ate both of them, and then you came back asking for them. So why can't I do the same? Besides, your sister bought all of those things without my permission, using my money. Taking them back is entirely justified, isn't it? Leo stared for a moment. You want back the things you gave me? Then he bolted. Victor laughed. Callum, don't tease the boy. If he runs to his old crying, you'll have to spend all night talking her down. My mouth twitched. Victor, you don't actually think I'm joking, do you? Victor kept smiling. Kids say the darndest things. We're all adults here. No need to fall out over something a child said. It would only make us look ridiculous. I gave a helpless wave, and Reeve caught on immediately. He pulled a stack of documents from the bag. Mr. Mu, this is a complete record of Miss Mu's expenditures over the years. Every transaction clearly documented. Please take a look and settle the balance while you're at it. Victor took the statement and flipped straight to the last page. His hand trembled, and the papers fell to the floor. 300 million! How is that even possible? Isolde hasn't even been at the SI estate for 5 years. We gave her 100,000 a month for personal expenses. She couldn't even spend that. How could she possibly have spent 300 million of yours? I smiled. She's always been spending my money. No wonder she had no use for yours. The first couple of years weren't so bad. It's the later ones that really added up. I don't think you know the full story, Victor. Your daughter took my card and dragged that pretty boy of hers on trips all over the country. She bought him luxury watches and sports cars too. The money she spent on him is 100 times what she ever spent on Leo, her own brother. Come on, stop staring. Pay up before I take this to court. Victor shook his head. That's impossible. You gave Isolde that money willingly. You can't ask for it back. I scratched my head. When did I ever say it was willing? When I set up the supplementary card for Isolde, it was stated clearly in the contract. Every charge on that card was a loan to Isolde. If she married me and we registered the union, the debt would be absorbed as joint marital debt and cancelled out. The problem is, she ran. so every cent of it is still her debt. Victor exhaled with sudden relief. If it's Isolde who spent it, why should the Mu family pay? We'll cover at most whatever was spent on us directly. I blinked. It hit me. Victor Mu was genuinely profoundly dense. No wonder that even with my support all these years the Mu family had barely scraped by. Fine, don't pay. I'll have the legal team sue Isolde directly and freeze her assets, though she does hold inheritance rights in the Mu family. Selling off some of the family's assets would cover it. Victor clenched his jaw. Liquidating assets was the worst possible option. I'll give you the 300 million. I produced a card instantly. Transfer it all here. Once I confirm receipt, I'll wipe the record clean. You have 30 minutes. Honestly, compared to cash, I'd rather have the MU family's assets. Victor's hands trembled as he took the card and transferred the funds from his phone. A few minutes later, the payment notification came through on my phone, and the smile returned to my face. The Mu family never disappoints. Now, shall we continue? At the time of the engagement, your family accepted $3 billion from me as bride price. Shouldn't that be returned as well? Aunt Clara, if I recall correctly, you were the one who received it. That was 5 years ago now. I wonder if you spent any of it. Clara's expression shifted sharply. It was agreed that money was non-refundable. How dare you try to take it back now? Have you no shame? I gave Reeve a look, and Reeve immediately produced a copy of the signed agreement. Madam, please read carefully. It's all there in black and white. These $3 billion were paid by our principal as bride price for his future wife, held in trust by Miss Mu's mother, and to become Miss Mu's personal property upon marriage. Since Miss Mu broke the marriage contract unilaterally by running away, the money remains our principal's personal property, and we are entitled to recover it. If it is not returned, the amount constitutes criminal fraud, and we can move to liquidate the trustee's assets. Mu Group is jointly held by Mr. and Mrs. Mu. We can go after your shared estate. Clara flinched. But I don't have $3 billion on hand. I put it all into Mu Group. I smiled. Even better. When we recover the principal, we'll also collect every yuan of profit it generated over the years. Aunt Clara, you're too kind. You've been growing my investment for 5 years. Once we get it all back, I'll take you out for a proper meal. Clara stood there, stunned. Then a thought seemed to strike her. If you and Isolde just get married, does that mean this money doesn't need to be paid back? I nodded. In theory, yes. Once married, this money becomes Isolde's personal property. She can give it to whoever she wants. Unfortunately for you, though, she broke the contract herself, so I'm afraid I can't help you. Clara grabbed onto the idea like a lifeline. You could still get married, couldn't you? This time, let the Mu family host the makeup wedding for you and Isolde. We'll do it today, right now. I shook my head. When did I ever say I wanted a makeup wedding? Clara blinked. Isolde said so. She said when she gets back, she'll arrange a makeup wedding for you. Are you saying you don't want to marry her anymore? I gave a calm, steady nod. The truth is, I stopped wanting to marry her 3 years ago. If the marriage contract hadn't already been in place, I never would have waited this long. But you two grew up together. You were childhood sweethearts. 20 years of history. How can you just walk away? I smiled faintly. That's a question for your daughter. It's not that I won't marry her. It's that she doesn't want to marry me. Our bond broke 3 years ago. The one she wants is Dorian. We grew up side by side and I never stood in her way. I let her go. I think I've been more than generous, more than understanding. All I want now is my money back. So Aunt Clara, pay up. I don't want to fall out with you over this. You're my mother's closest friend, after all. The words hit Clara like a lightning bolt. She never recovered her breath, and she collapsed. I frowned. Reeve, notify the legal team to begin liquidating Clara's assets immediately, and make sure you recover the investment profits from all these years too. That alone should come to several $100 million, more than enough to cover the year-end bonus for the entire group. Reeve nodded. The legal team had been ready and waiting for the signal. Within moments, Victor received the notice. The Mu family had entered bankruptcy liquidation countdown. I let out a long breath and turned to the guards behind me. You each have an itemized list. Everything I gave the MU family over the years, go track down each and every item and bring it back. If you can carry it, carry it. If not, get more people. If all else fails, bring a crane. Bottom line, everything that's mine leaves with me. The guards roared in unison. Consider it done, sir. We won't let you down. In an instant, the crew of men surged into the MU estate and began hauling things out. Rare furniture, antique vases, calligraphy and paintings, piece by piece, loaded onto the trucks waiting outside the estate. The crew worked with explosive energy. I watched, and my chest tightened. I hadn't realized just how much I had given the MU family over the years. But back then, before Isolde changed, I had truly raised her as my future wife. Having lived 2 lives, I always believed that bonds forged through years of care ran deeper, and Isolde had been adorable since childhood. Growing up, she only became more beautiful. I had done everything I could to cherish and spoil this girl I thought would be my wife. Then, 3 years ago, Isolde fell for Dorian, and I understood then. What Isolde felt for me was probably never romantic at all, more like the love you have for an older brother or a father. I was heartbroken then, but having lived 2 lives, I found my footing again before long. The flower had been taken, but the pot still belonged to me, and the rich soil it was planted in, all of that was mine too. Victor watched the estate emptying out before his eyes and nearly fell apart. Callum, our 2 families go back generations. Why do you have to be so ruthless? I gave Reeve a look. Reeve understood at once and pulled a land deed from the bag. Mr. Mu, you should recognize this. When our principal and Miss Mu were promised to each other before they were even born, at the time of the childhood betrothal, our principal's father gifted this plot of land to the Mu family. Now that the engagement has been broken, we are reclaiming rights to the land. In 3 days it will go to auction. We ask that you, Mr. Mu, clear out your belongings as soon as possible and vacate the estate within 3 days. Victor heard the words and his legs gave out beneath him. He crumpled to the floor. You have no mercy. You want to wipe out the Mu family completely? I smiled. That's a little harsh, Victor. I'm just taking back what's mine. How does that count as wiping anyone out? Victor's emotions surged. His eyes rolled back and he passed out too. Reeve went over to check on him. Sir, it's just emotional overload. His breathing and heartbeat are normal. He'll come around shortly. I waved it off. Leave them. Keep moving. An hour later, I could see things were winding down. I raised a hand. Everyone put in solid work today. Go to finance and collect triple your day's pay. The guards answered as one. Thank you, sir. I turned and led everyone out of the Mu estate. The moment we got into the cars, Reeve's phone received a message. Sir, my wife is going into labor. Then what are you waiting for? Get to the hospital. I'll take you. Reeve said, overcome. Thank you, sir. I will never forget what you've done for me. I shrugged it off. It's nothing. Don't give it a second thought. Just buy me a drink when the baby turns 1 month old. The car pulled up quickly to the private hospital under Callum Group. Reeve jumped out and ran toward the entrance without a backward glance. I shook my head watching him, then stepped out too and stopped at the shop near the entrance to pick up a few things for a newborn. Then I headed inside. I was only 20, but I'd been raising a clueless little girl since childhood and playing the role of a future husband on top of that. I'd been father and mother rolled into one. Let's just say my dad skills were well trained. Outside the delivery room, Reeve was pacing and sweating through his shirt. When he saw me walk up carrying a load of things, his composure cracked. They say a real man never cries, but only because he hasn't found the right boss yet. Ever since I hired Reeve, he hadn't suffered a single grievance. Working for someone like me was a gift for any loyal employee. Sir, how about you be my kid's dad? I blinked. Then I snapped. Are you out of your mind? You're openly trying to rope me in as a substitute father? How did I never see this side of you before? Reeve scrambled to explain. I was panicking. I misspoke. I meant I want my child to call you godfather. I exhaled. A godfather, sure. A godfather I can do. Callum? A startled voice came from behind. I turned around. There was Isolde still in her wedding dress with Dorian standing beside her. Did you come all this way just to check on me and my godmother? She walked toward me as she said it. I raised both hands, looked at the 2 large bags of baby supplies in my grip, and frowned. Which eye of yours saw me come for your godmother? I'm here for my godson. Or godson. Wait. Could be goddaughter. Either way, don't go claiming we're connected. Isolde noticed what I was holding. Oh, Reeve's wife is giving birth here. I should have time to go pick up a gift. Hey, no need to trouble yourself, Miss Mu. Go look after your godmother. Isolde smiled. It's no trouble. If Callum is the godfather, then I'm the godmother. It's only right that I bring a gift from my own godchild. Reeve smiled. Miss Mu, haven't you seen the news? Your runaway wedding has gone national. My child's godmother can only be the boss's wife. Isolde caught the mocking edge in Reeve's smile and immediately opened her phone. She was instantly buried under an avalanche of comments. Because she had been exposed for years of being seen with other men, at entertainment venues, hotels, bars, and now there was footage of her running from her own wedding. The whole country was tearing into her. Mocking videos and vicious comments flooded every platform. Isolde had barely been scrolling for a minute when her phone slipped from her fingers. Callum, it's not what it looks like. I haven't cheated. I haven't done anything wrong by you. You know that. I've always explained everything to you. I nodded. Isolde's heart leapt. She stepped forward and grabbed my hand. As long as you believe me, that's all that matters. Let's go back and finish the wedding right now. I'll come out publicly and set the record straight. No one is going to pin this on you. I shook her hand off and smiled. You and I were never in a relationship to begin with. Who you spend time with is your business. That's not cheating. As for a bit of online noise, treat it as entertainment. In a few days, no one will remember. Our marriage contract has been dissolved. Leave the past behind and go after the love you want. No thanks needed. I genuinely wish you well. Oh, one more thing I almost forgot. Your godmother's hospital bill is due. 3 years comes to roughly 10 million. Add in the surgeries and it won't exceed 15 million. My hospital runs a fair operation. We never overcharge. Isolde's eyes went wide. What did you just say? You're canceling our engagement? I frowned. What do you mean I'm canceling it? You're the one who ran away and broke the marriage contract unilaterally. Stop trying to pin everything on me. The most important thing you should be doing right now is paying your godmother's outstanding hospital bill. By tomorrow at the latest. If you still can't produce the funds, my legal team will be filing against Dorian. Isolde was already too stunned to speak. Before she could recover, Dorian panicked. Callum, why are you suing me? Didn't you personally set up this room for my mom? I nodded. That's right. I did set it up for your mother, but I never said it was free. Dorian heard that and felt the ground drop out from under him. When they first transferred her to this hospital, Isolde had said she handled it herself, never once mentioned payment. A private hospital's fees were way beyond anything he could afford. Isolde, you never told me there would be a charge. What are we supposed to do now? Isolde finally snapped back to reality. It's just over 10 million. What are you panicking for? Callum isn't that petty. Then Isolde took my hand again. Stop making things difficult. I promise you, I'll go back and marry you right now. As for my godmother's medical bill, just waive it. It's a drop in the ocean for you. Think of it as compensation for me breaking my word, for not staying until she woke up and made it through the critical period. My head was buzzing. I was convinced my ears had stopped working, because nothing else could explain how I was hearing something this shameless and illogical. First, our marriage contract is dissolved. There is no wedding. Second, that is your godmother, not mine. I have absolutely no obligation to cover the promises you made to other people. I shook her hand off again, and I looked at this girl I had raised with my own hands, now standing before me like this. Something ached deep in my chest. The pain wasn't about her leaving. It was the realization that over 10 years of everything I had poured into her had produced this. Isolde's eyes went red the moment I pulled free. I was willing to go back with you. I already swallowed my pride. What more do you want from me before you'll let this go? Nearby, Dorian watches the two of them, and immediately steps between them. Callum, I know Isolde ditched your wedding to come check on my mom. You're angry, I get it, and I'm sorry. Just please stop saying things to provoke her. I shrug. I'm not angry, and I mean every word. If you have time to stand here chatting with me, you'd better spend it figuring out how to pay back what you owe. Isolde shoves Dorian aside. Callum, Dorian has humbled herself so much. She's begging you. Can't you just let it go? I am genuinely so angry right now. I'm done with you, forever. Dorian is screaming internally. You absolute idiot, this is not the time to play tough. And where on earth is she supposed to get that kind of money? Isolde, don't be mad at Callum. Everything he did came from loving you too much. Just say sorry, he won't hold it against you. But Isolde is past the point of reason. She shoots me a vicious glare, grabs Dorian's hand and storms off. Don't bother defending him. It's just 10 million in medical bills. I'll cover it myself. I refuse to let you or your godmother take any more of his attitude. I watch them walk away hand in hand. I shake my head. I raised two girls with my own hands. One turned out unhinged, and the other one's just plain hopeless. Holt, do you think I'm just cursed when it comes to kids? Maybe I should give up. I'd hate to mess up yours too. Holt laughs. Sir, you're too funny. Miss Wren was abandoned at birth because of a developmental condition. You were the one kind enough to take her in. How could any of that be on you? And as for Mrs. Old, she's hardly unhinged. She's just been spoiled rotten by your affection and refuses to face reality. Honestly, sir, I would be honored to have my child call you godfather. Soak up a little of your brilliance and prestige. Maybe they'll grow up to be someone like you. I scratch my head. Am I really that impressive? Holt nods without hesitation. You are, without question, the most outstanding person I have ever met. Across this entire country, at your age, the number of people who've achieved what you have, you could count them on one hand. I wave him off. Come on, I just got lucky. And honestly, I'm not even being modest. In my past life, I was just a small-time business owner. Being reborn with those memories doesn't make me a genius. The truth is, money is just stupidly easy to make in this world. If the real geniuses I knew in my previous life were dropped into this world instead, they'd already be the richest person in the country, maybe even the world. This world has a perfectly functional system in place, yet somehow most people have absolutely no idea how to use it. Put simply, the average IQ in this world is just not that high. Family of the mother in labor, vaginal delivery. It's a girl. 5 pounds 14 ounces, mother and baby are both doing great. Reeve rushes over in an instant. He takes one look at that tiny, wrinkled little face, and his legs nearly give out. Hey, take your baby! Why are you just standing there? Go push your wife back to the room. Reeve snaps back to reality and rushes into the delivery room. Good news has a way of lifting the spirit. I've got a new goddaughter now, and I'm genuinely happy. I set them up in the top-tier very important person suite without a second thought. On my way past one of the very important person rooms, Isolde suddenly bursts out the door, and I instinctively shield the baby in my arms, spinning around and shoving Isolde out of the way. Isolde, are you out of your mind? Can't you see I'm holding a baby? If you scare my goddaughter, I will not let this go. And with that, I stride into the next room with the baby in my arms. Isolde sits on the floor, eyes wide with disbelief. He actually pushed me. How could he do that? Dorian hurries out of the room and helps Isolde up. Isolde, Callum probably didn't mean it. Don't be upset with him. Isolde shakes her head. For 3 years you've been making excuses for him. I don't want to hear it anymore. Let's just go pay the bill. We can't let them cut off Godfather's medication. Dorian nods and heads to the payment counter with Isolde. Moments later, the cashier slides a black and gold card back across the counter. Miss, this card has been deactivated. Isolde's eyes go wide. That's impossible. I've had this card for 5 years. How can it just be gone? It had to be Callum. I'm going to find him and demand an explanation. Isolde hikes up her wedding dress and runs back to the room I'd gone into. But before she can even push the door open, I step out. Isolde, why are you blocking the doorway? There's a new mother in there who just gave birth and a newborn baby. If you want to cause a scene, please find somewhere else to do it. Isolde bites her lip and drags me into the next room. I glance at the woman on the bed and smile. So this is Dorian's mom, your godmother. Actually, correction, your future mother-in-law. Godmother and mother-in-law all rolled into one. Now that's what I call keeping it in the family. Isolde glares. She is my godmother and nothing else. She will never be my mother-in-law. The only person I'm marrying is you. I genuinely cannot follow her logic. What are you even talking about? Then it clicks. Oh, I see. Is Dorian's wife refusing to sign the divorce papers? Don't worry about that. I already had someone look into it. They got married before the legal age. It was just a hometown ceremony, not legally binding. Wait a couple more years. Once he's of legal age, you two can register officially, and it'll all be perfectly legitimate. Isolde's brow furrows. You're saying Dorian has a wife back home? I raise an eyebrow. You two have been together for 3 years. Don't tell me he never mentioned it. It's easy enough to verify. Just ask around in his hometown. He was the only person from his entire village to get into Tianhai University. Everyone back home was lining up to set him up. He literally paid his tuition with the red envelope money from his engagement banquet. Isolde pauses, then shakes her head. That doesn't matter right now. What I need to know is why you canceled my card. You promised me I could use it however I wanted. So what's this about? Are you trying to force me to come crawling back? Fine, you win. I'm crawling. I'm begging you, can we just stop all of this? Reinstate my card, pay godmother's medical bills, and we'll go straight home and get married. My eye twitches uncontrollably. Isolde, what are you even saying right now? Yes, I promised you access to that family card, but do you actually know what family means? When you were my fiancé, you qualified as future family, but right now you are nothing to me. Is there a problem with me taking back that access? If you still want a family card, go ask your dear little brother Dorian for one. That's your future husband. Spending his money is only natural. Are we clear? Isolde stares at me. utterly speechless. Callum, what are you talking about? He's just someone I treat like a little brother. How could he ever be my future husband? I've explained this to you so many times. I only love you. You are the only one I will ever marry. Why won't you just believe me? I press my hand to my forehead. So you're saying Dorian was just for fun, and I'm the real thing? Isolde nods, then shakes her head. You and I are real, and I was never playing around with Dorian. I smile. Then let me lay out the numbers. Over the past 3 years, you and Dorian have visited over 70 tourist spots across the country, checked into hotels more than 340 times, and shared over 800 meals together. You bought him an apartment, a car, designer watches, luxury clothes. The two of you have practically become one person over these 3 years. And now you're telling me you were never involved? What? Is he not your type? Isolde shakes her head frantically. It's not what you think. I can explain. Please just let me explain. I nod, pull out the visitor's chair, and sit down. Go ahead, I'm genuinely curious how you're going to spin this. Isolde takes a deep breath. Every place we went, every single one, it was for you. Dorian told me those places had spiritual energy. I was praying for you at every stop. My eyes go wide, practically popping out of my head. And the hotel check-ins? Over 300 times. Don't tell me that was also some kind of prayer ritual for me. I must be incredibly blessed. Isolde denies it immediately. It's not like that. We always book double rooms. Nothing ever happened between us. I sit up straight. So what you're telling me is that Dorian just couldn't perform? Isolde snaps. Stop twisting this into something disgusting. We have always had a completely innocent relationship. I laugh it off. All right, pure as snow. Please, do continue. Isolde's eyes are turning red. You still don't believe me. What do I have to do to prove it to you? Does it really matter whether I believe her or not? She can keep talking. I'll even clap at the good parts. Fine. Where was I? Dorian and I go to the same school. We're like siblings. His family is poor. He's been saving up to pay for his mom's treatment. I felt sorry for him, so I started buying him meals every day. Is there something wrong with that? I nod. Very generous of you. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. So then why didn't you use your own money to do it? Every single day you've been swiping my card, using my money to play the generous saint, buying him a penthouse and a luxury car, funding his entire lifestyle. Do you think my money just falls from the sky? I work until midnight every single night drinking with clients until I'm coughing up blood, earning every cent the hard way. Yes, he's poor, and you feel sorry for him. Then why have you never felt sorry for me? We grew up together, and not once have you bought me a watch or a car, a gift, anything, even a toy would do. It's not like you couldn't afford it. Isolde shakes her head. You've got it wrong. I didn't give him any of that. He borrowed it. He said he'd pay it back. I figured you have so much money anyway, so I lent it to him first. He'd pay you back once he earns enough. He even promised interest. I narrow my eyes. He borrowed it. So where's the loan agreement? Show me. Isolde's gaze shifts away. We're practically family. Who needs a signed agreement? He'll pay it back. I knock on the table. With what? We're talking over 200 million. How could he ever pay that back? Isolde thinks for a moment. You could lend him a little more, let him start a business. He'll pay it all back before you know it. I burst out laughing. Isolde, you never cease to amaze me. Anyway, I have things to deal with at the office. I'll leave you to it. Isolde grabs my arm. You can't leave. You still have to come home and marry me. My eye twitches. I genuinely cannot understand how her brain is wired. Have I really spoiled her into this level of delusion? Isolde, get this straight. Our wedding is already over, and so is our marriage contract. Are we clear? Isolde's lip trembles and her voice cracks. Can't I just admit I was wrong? I'm apologizing. I'm sorry. I was selfish and reckless. Please forgive me just this once. We'll go home and get married right now. I promise I won't run this time. I pull my hand free again. I've already told you. The contract is void. The moment you ran from that wedding, it was over. Isolde shakes her head. Even without a contract, we can still get married. Just pick a new date. Why are you so hung up on the contract? I pause and scratch my head. She's not entirely wrong. Normal people don't need to overthink this stuff. Isolde notices me hesitate and her heart leaps. She presses her advantage. And even if we set the contract aside, we still have a childhood betrothal. Our marriage was promised by your own mother 20 years ago. Your family already paid the bride price. That's a fact that can't be undone. I suddenly smile. Actually, I went to your family's home and took back every last bit of that bride price, so the childhood betrothal no longer holds. Isolde is stunned. What? Then you also took back the land from the Mew estate. If you take that land, what happens to my parents and my brother? Where are they supposed to live? I just shrug. That's not my problem. Tianhai City is full of places to buy or rent. How hard is it to find somewhere to live? Isolde looks at me with wide, wounded eyes. Are you really going this far? Aren't you afraid I'll actually walk away from you? I shake my head, calm and steady. The one who should be afraid has never been me. It's you. And the Mu family. Your godmother is awake. You should go be with her. With that, I turn and open the door. Dorian is standing right outside, smiling. From here on, she's your responsibility. Treat her like something precious. But more importantly, pay that bill. I sincerely hope her mom makes a full recovery. I walk away without looking back. Today has been a double win. I got my money back and gained a goddaughter. I should find someone to do a reading. Pick a name that won't clash with mine. And I need to make one thing clear to myself. No spoiling this little one. If she turns out anything like Isolde, it's over. In the hospital room, Isolde walks up to the bed and bows her head. Godmother, I'm sorry. I made a promise to Callum. The moment you woke up, I'd go back and marry him. I have to go now. I'll come visit again when I can. Dorian walks in, face tight with bitterness. Isolde, if you leave, what happens to my mom's medical bills? Isolde smiles. Don't worry. My family is already busy preparing the makeup wedding for Callum. Once I go back and get it done, I'll get that money. and transfer the medical payment to you immediately. Dorian's face lights up with hope. Thank you, Isolde. I'll treat this as a loan. I will pay you back every cent. Isolde pats Dorian on the shoulder. I know you will. You've got this. She gathers up her dress and rushes toward the exit, only to reach the doors and find Callum is long gone. The Mu family is already preparing the makeup wedding. She's sure he must have headed to the Mu estate. Outside the Mu estate gates, Isolde steps out of a cab. This estate is usually full of life, but today, it feels eerily still. Normally when she approaches the gate, a servant would be there to greet her, but today, no one. Could they all be inside preparing for the makeup wedding? That must be it. Isolde's face, dimmed just moments ago, suddenly brightens. She lifts her dress and runs toward the main house, but when she reaches the entrance, she freezes. No servants, no wedding preparations, nothing at all. Mom, Dad, Leo, where is everyone? Isolde rushes through the house, and the emptiness hits her like a wave. Where's my fish tank? The 2 koi that Callum and I raised together, where are they? And the camellia we planted, why is everything gone? Who took my things? Isolde sprints into the main hall to find the whole family sitting there, every face cold as stone. Victor Mu's voice is like ice. You finally decided to come home. Isolde's brow furrows. What happened? Why is the house empty? Where are all my things, all of Callum's things? Victor slams his fist down. You have the nerve to ask? How dare you run from Callum's wedding? Where did you even get the courage? Do you have any idea who he is? 20 years by his side and you still don't know what he's capable of? Isolde stumbles back 2 steps, face pale with fear. Are you saying all of this was Callum's doing? No, I don't believe it. You're lying. We've been together for 20 years. I know him better than anyone. He is not a petty man. No matter what I did, he never blamed me, and he would never take revenge on me. Clara presses a hand to her forehead. Believe it or not, this is the truth. He didn't just take back everything he ever gave you. He recovered every single thing you bought with his money. The bride price, the land his family gave as betrothal gifts, all of it gone. The Mu family is bankrupt. There's nothing left. As she speaks, Clara sways and slumps back into her chair, breathing hard. Isolde still can't accept it. No, you've got it wrong. He would never do this to me. Never. No matter what I did in the past, he never once got angry with me. I'm going to find him right now and get to the bottom of this. She spins around and bolts out of the estate. 1 hour later, outside the SI estate gates. Incorrect passcode. Please try again. Fingerprint not recognized. Face scan failed. Alert. Intruder alert. Isolde tries everything, and nothing works. She cannot get through this gate. The Callum Group leads the nation in smart technology development. This single smart lock alone is generations ahead of anything else on the market. The moment the alarm triggers, Isolde jumps back. She knows what comes next. Mr. Liu, are you in there? It's me, your future mistress. Can you please open the gate? Inside, Mr. Liu is fully aware of her presence, but young master gave strict orders not to let Isolde in. He doesn't dare disobey. Miss Isolde, please leave. Young master's orders are clear. No one enters without his permission. Isolde's eyes light up with an idea. Ren, it's Isolde, your sister-in-law. Can you come let me in? By the pond, Ren, who's been leisurely watching her fish, looks up in surprise. Wait, wasn't the plot supposed to be she makes my stubborn brother realize his mistake, he turns over a new leaf and then desperately chases after her? Did I get it wrong? But I wrote this story myself. How could I have gotten it wrong? 20 years of childhood sweethearts tested by trials finally finding their way back to each other. What a perfect ending. The only problem is this Isolde has been coming for me since we were kids. I had no idea the heroine I wrote would be this insufferable. Poor Callum. Isolde shouts outside the gate for a long time. Her voice gives out and still no one comes. She figures Callum must be at the office. Isolde hoists up her dress, rushes to the street, flags down a cab and heads straight for Callum Group. The lobby receptionist shrieks. Several security guards come rushing in. They take one look at this woman in a wedding dress and freeze. This is a tricky situation. One wrong move and they could end up getting blamed for something. Isolde waves her hands. I am the wife of your boss. I'm here today to marry him. Let me through. Once we're married, I'll make sure you're all rewarded. The guards exchange glances, completely at a loss. While they're distracted, Isolde snatches the receptionist's access card right off the desk and bolts. She swipes through the security door, skips the elevator, and tears into the stairwell. The CEO's office is on the 28th floor. By the time she finally makes it up, 2 guards are already stationed at the stairwell door. Please, just let me see him for 1 minute. I have something urgent, really urgent. Isolde is actually crying now. She never imagined that one day seeing Callum would be this impossible. In the past, one phone call, one text, and Callum would appear at her side without hesitation. But now, she calls, and he says he's busy. He doesn't even open her messages. Just yesterday, everything was fine, and today, it's all gone. The 2 guards look at each other and quietly step aside. She climbed 28 flights of stairs. That beautiful wedding dress is in tatters now, and her flawless makeup has completely fallen apart. Callum Group's motto has always been people first. They can give her a pass. The boss is a reasonable man. He probably won't hold it against them. Isolde bows to both guards, then sprints barefoot toward the CEO's office. I'm reviewing documents when someone bursts through the door and I nearly jump out of my chair. What on earth? Who are you? Why are you in my office? Isolde grabs the fabric of her dress and scrubs it across her face. I blink. Isolde, what happened to you? How did you end up looking like this? Isolde looks at me with a face full of grievance, tears streaming down. They wouldn't let me see you. So many awful people, all of them blocking me from you. I frown. If they wouldn't let you up, why didn't you just wait downstairs? Am I dying? Is every visit now a countdown? We're friends. You've made this incredibly awkward for me. Isolde shakes her head, tears still falling. No, I don't want to be your friend. I want to be your wife. Marry me. This time, no matter what happens, I will not run. I wave her off. What's done is done. No point dragging it up again. Besides, everything has already been taken back. Bringing this up now just doesn't sit right. 20 years of friendship, you of all people should know who I am. Isolde has just climbed 28 floors. She is completely spent and just drops to the floor. I don't understand how it came to this. Is it really all because I ran from the wedding once? I refuse to believe you'd throw everything away over that. I nod slowly. You're right, it's not only because you ran. Isolde lets out a hollow laugh. Then tell me, what is it really? Is it Dorian? Because I swear nothing ever happened between us. Put me through any test you want. I stand and walk over to Isolde, helping her up onto the sofa. Truthfully, I do believe nothing happened between you two. Finishing off Dorian would take me less effort than a sneeze. The only reason he's still breathing is because I know that where there's one Dorian, there will be a second and a third. You might not betray me with the first one, but can you promise me the same about the second, the third? Honestly, part of this is my fault. I sheltered you too well growing up. Your curiosity has been caged for too long. The day you felt strong enough to fly, you started pushing, testing every boundary I have. From the first day you brought Dorian home, the first time you tried to defy me to my face, I knew I had made a mistake. A serious one. After that, I stopped interfering. And you didn't disappoint me. You just kept pushing further and further. Until yesterday when you ran from our own wedding. You didn't run because of your so-called godmother. You ran because you loved the thrill of defying me, and the moment I truly let you go, your reason to push back disappeared. You felt hollow. And that emptiness is driving you back to me. Isolde's expression shifts completely. She shakes her head desperately. That is not true. You were never my enemy, real or imagined. From the moment I was old enough to understand, I chose you. I told you to your face, when I grow up, I'm going to marry you. I was foolish enough to believe nothing could ever tear us apart. I overestimated how much you could take, and I underestimated your resolve. I know I was wrong. I'm terrified of losing you. Please, one more chance. From this moment forward, I will follow your lead, put you first in everything, and only ever have eyes for you. I smile and hand her a tissue from the desk. Then tell me, what role do you see yourself playing in my life going forward? Surely you don't still think you can be my wife. Isolde blinks. Why not? I let out a long sigh. Forget it. You'll never understand what it feels like to pour everything into something, and then watch it get taken away. There's no going back from that. Do you understand? Even the most flawless gem, once set in a shattered frame, looks broken beyond repair. Isolde stares at me with lost eyes. I don't understand what you mean. But I know I've broken your heart. I will spend every day making it right. There's no getting through to her. I give up trying and walk out of the office. Isolde follows immediately. Where are you going? I think for a moment. Home, obviously. My little fool is waiting for me. Who knows? Is she out by the pond chasing fish? Or rolling around on the lawn? Without Mrs. Wang around, honestly, how am I supposed to survive? Isolde's eyes flicker with something. I can look after Ren for you. We grew up together. I know her well. I roll my eyes. Please, you should be saying I raised both of you. And one of you clearly turned out hopeless, and you're not far behind. Something in those words makes Isolde pause, then quietly smile. Callum was right all along. She has been fighting him this entire time. In the past, if she'd heard news like this, she would have rushed to the hospital without a second thought, because it would have felt like the perfect excuse to escape her cage. But now, she has no desire to go at all. Other people's lives are not her concern anymore. That place was never a cage, it was home. Leaving it never needed a reason. Coming back does. Dorian, what you owe her is due. Dorian hesitates. Isolde, what are you talking about? I don't follow. Isolde smiles. You borrowed hundreds of millions from me. You said you'd pay it back. Have you forgotten? Dorian's eyes dart around. He hesitates but stays on the line. But I just got a notification. Everything under my name has been reclaimed. I don't owe her anything anymore. Isolde thinks back to her own fierce argument with Callum in that hospital room and suddenly finds herself almost amused. What she takes back is her business. You borrowed the money from me. You pay it back to me. Dorian grits his teeth, still looking for a way out. You're right, Isolde, but I genuinely have nothing right now. Didn't you say Callum would fund my startup? If he invests, I can pay everything back fast. Isolde lets out a cold laugh. You spineless jellyfish. All you do is cry and mope. What business are you going to build? You, living in a penthouse driving a luxury car? Those designer watches and custom couture pieces on you? It's an insult to the brands. Pay it back. Principal plus interest. 230 million total. You have 1 hour. Pay up, or I'll feed what's left of you to the dogs. The moment those words hit him, Dorian's hand trembles. He ends the call, glances back at the operating room, still lit up, clenches his jaw, and runs. The person in that room is a terminal patient Dorian recruited to play a role. Bought him 3 extra years of life in exchange for the act. If the old man dies now, it is what it is. But Dorian cannot die. He knows exactly what Isolde is. He's seen it firsthand. She is a vicious, unhinged psychopath. Every time Dorian accompanied her on those so-called prayer trips, she'd make him kneel with a sign for an entire day, sometimes a full day and night. And every time they checked into a hotel, it got worse. She'd tie him up, pull on a mask with Callum's name written across it, and whip herself into a frenzy, screaming and cursing, demanding to know why Callum had stopped paying attention to her, why he no longer cared. Isolde is completely out of her mind. She spent years scheming ways to escape from Callum, but but the moment he actually let her go, she broke down and started lashing out at Dorian instead. Ever since he signed that contract 3 years ago to play her little brother, every single day has been a living nightmare. She even wanted to package Dorian and his fake actress mother as part of her dowry, move them into the SI estate and have Dorian play Callum's little brother, all to manufacture the illusion of a perfect family for Callum. To stop this nightmare from unfolding, Dorian has had to keep up an innocent act, playing peacemaker, saying all the right things to keep them together, while at the same time desperately working to sabotage Isolde's path into the SI family. Before, Isolde at least worried about Callum finding out, so she kept things subtle. But now that Callum has cut her off, she will turn every last drop of that rage onto Dorian. Running is the only sensible move. Dorian ends the call. Isolde's lips curl into a cold smile. All these years by Callum's side, she's picked up a thing or two about how power works, and has quietly built her own network of hidden allies. An unlisted number dials out. A few words, then the call ends. Immediately after, Isolde's expression shifts. She kicks off her shoes and runs barefoot toward the elevator. Outside the main building, Isolde dives straight into my private car. I have no money. The Mew family is about to be wiped out by you. Your estate won't let me in, so I'm just going to live in your car from now on. 20 years of history between us. You wouldn't just leave me out here to die, right? I wince and think it over. I could find you a place to rent. Something cheap. Isolde shakes her head. That's not enough. What am I supposed to eat? I've been eating well my whole life. I frown and consider. I could throw in 2 cases of instant noodles. Seafood, beef, spicy cabbage, whatever flavor you want. You're 20 years old. Go find a job and support yourself. Or, you can go back to the Mew estate. They're in liquidation, but after selling off everything there might be something left. Just be ready to get an earful when you walk through the door. Isolde still shakes her head. I want to work at your company. The pay is better than anywhere else. My mouth twitches. I'm a generous person, but don't push it, or we won't even be friends anymore. Isolde nods. You know my grades have always been top tier. I want to interview for a position. No shortcuts, no favoritism. If I don't pass the interview, I'll take a cleaning job. But if I do pass, you can't deliberately block me. I rub my nose as a half-formed plan starts taking shape. If you're genuinely capable and can make money for me, you're welcome. As it happens, once the MU family's assets go through liquidation, I'll be taking over a significant portion of their holdings, and I'll need someone to manage them. At that, Isolde bows her head. Are you humiliating me? I smile. I'm not that petty. It's just that the name Mu family era still carries weight. It can still open a few doors. If you'd rather not, no pressure. Isolde looks up and meets my eyes. Do you really mean that? I nod, then glance away, and ultimately, I go soft. Someone I raised with my own hands. I can't actually leave her to starve on the streets. The MU assets can be my parting gift. From here on, we go our separate ways. At Bayard Residences, after dropping Isolde off at her new rental place, I leave some cash and walk away. My words were harsh, but I'm not heartless enough to put her somewhere for $200 a month. Of course, I only covered 3 months. I'm not bankrolling her indefinitely. At the 3rd traffic light, there's a click, and the car door swings open. A woman in red slides in. I am genuinely baffled. First Isolde, now this complete stranger appearing out of nowhere. Is my car a public bus? What the hell? Who are you? I'm at a red light and you just get in. There's actually more I want to say. I have zero tolerance for women who run from weddings. If you don't want to get married, just say no. Why wait until the ceremony to bolt? That is flat out irresponsible. It shows zero respect for the other person. Women with that kind of character, no matter how good looking, I refuse to give them a second glance. Seeing that her struggles are getting her nowhere, the woman's face shifts to something small and desperate. Please, let me go. I can't get caught again. It clicks. I move fast, one hand grabbing her left wrist, the other pressing her head against the car door. So you're a fugitive. Lucky for me, I've been trying to figure out how to knock some bad press off the headlines, and here you walk right into my car. The woman is frozen in shock. I'm not a fugitive. I really, truly am not. Let me go. You're hurting my hand. I press my lips together. You're scared of the police, scared of getting dragged back in. You're not just a fugitive. You're a repeat offender. Young girl like you, making a habit out of scamming people through fake marriages, pocketing the bride price, and running. I've seen plenty of your type. Spotted my car and thought, rich target. Figured if you play the victim I'd fall for it and become your next mark. You picked the wrong person. I'm an award-winning model citizen, and nothing makes me happier than taking down someone exactly like you. The woman is completely lost, genuinely confused. She really just wanted to hide for a moment. What does spotting a luxury car have to do with targeting someone? There was only one luxury car at this light. Actually, one car at all. And of all people, she had to land in the car of an award-winning model citizen. How does someone this unhinged win civic awards? This makes no sense. He must have made it all up. Hey, I'm genuinely a good person. I know I made a mistake. Please just let me go. My resolve doesn't crack. I keep her pinned. Save it for the enforcement bureau. Walt, drive straight to the bureau. Walt floors it without hesitation. 20 minutes later, outside the enforcement bureau, the woman glares at me, full of grievance. I told you, I'm a good person. Do you believe me now? I shrug. Sure, I'm heading home. Next time, don't go jumping into strangers' cars. Take care. The woman suddenly grabs my arm. You exposed me? My family is on their way to drag me back. You can't just leave. You owe me. I shake her off. The enforcement bureau is right behind you. If your family is forcing you into something, go file a report. I'm an upstanding, award-winning model citizen. What exactly do I owe you? The woman's face crumples. The bureau can step in once, but they can't protect me every time. I've already been dragged back 3 times. If it happens again, there's no coming back from it. I genuinely don't get it. You have 2 working legs, and you've been caught 3 times? Is something going on upstairs? The woman snaps. You're the one with the problem. Your whole family has a problem. I laugh it off. Your family is on their way here right now, and you're not running. You're standing here arguing with me. So every time you got caught, that was on purpose, wasn't it? Is it that the deal on the table isn't big enough? You're using this whole runaway bride act to drive up your price? The woman stares at me and fires back. I'm not. I genuinely want out. A dirty mind sees dirt in everything. Something shifts in my thinking and I smile. Don't go throwing accusations around. I have consistently been awarded the Model Citizen Award and the Outstanding Youth Award. A man of endless good deeds. I have so many trophies at home I use them as drinking cups. And the commendation banners. So many I can't hang them all. Layer upon layer, I've lost count. You want to call me shameless? My soul is as pure as moonlight on a clear night. Not a single trace of darkness. The woman raises her chin, voice dripping with contempt. You love to talk big. Who do you think you are? You've got the brain of a toddler and the motor skills to match 1 luxury car and suddenly you're somebody? People like you are all ego and nothing else. I glance at my watch and smile. You're no saint either. Crooked eyes, crooked nose, every word out of your mouth is filth. That voice could shatter glass. Honestly, I don't understand. The fact that anyone was willing to marry you is a miracle you should be grateful for, and you have the nerve to run. 3 times, no less. I'd bet you took the money and never planned to go through with it at all, and now they're just collecting what they're owed. If I were you, I'd go find a wall to walk into. The woman blinks, then yanks up the hem of her dress and scrubs it across her face. Open your eyes and look properly. I was in disguise, and this voice, it's hoarse from screaming for help. I didn't take anything that wasn't already taken from me. It's my family who took the money and can't pay it back, so they keep selling me off to that old man to settle the debt. Do you get it now? I'm not the one who's wrong here. They are. I nod slowly with a quiet chuckle. I see. You're absolutely out of your mind. Before the words even finish landing, a group of people swarms around the woman, closing in fast. The color drains from her face. Uncle, please, Aunt, I'm begging you. I don't want to marry that man. Please stop pushing me into this. Tell my dad. I'm his own flesh and blood. He can't do this to me. I watch the whole chaotic scene, people grabbing, pulling, shouting, and I just find it funny. She keeps saying she wants to escape, but she's still standing right here waiting to get caught, just to keep arguing with me. If that's not completely unhinged, what is? And I genuinely feel for whoever ended up with this woman as a wife, the type who probably wouldn't even know to come in from the rain. He's going to have a rough life. I shake my head, turn, and get back in the car. Bang! Out of nowhere, something slams into me. I lurch forward into the car, and something heavy lands on my back. Drive! Drive now! The woman is gripping the car door, shouting at the top of her lungs, desperate to get the car moving, but Walt doesn't budge an inch. He only answers to one person. I manage to shake her off and pull myself upright. What the? Are you actually insane? The woman pleads frantically. Please, tell him to drive! I'm begging you! Help me! I roll my eyes. The enforcement bureau is right there. Go ask them for help. Coming to me instead? You really are out of your mind. Get out of this car right now or don't blame me for what comes next. Something fierce flashes in the woman's eyes, and she lunges at me, pressing her lips directly against mine. That's my first kiss. Save me, and I'll marry you. I am completely blindsided. Nothing in 2 lifetimes has prepared me for this moment. Walt has been watching the whole scene in the rearview mirror, and the moment it happens, he floors the gas, leaving the woman's family in the dust. You're safe now. Can you please get off me? The girl's face flushes red as she climbs off. Thank you. I will find a way to repay you. I shake my head. I'll drop you at the next bus stop. After that, you're on your own. If you really want to run, then run. Don't stand around like you're waiting to get caught. The woman presses her lips together. I'm not going anywhere. I'm coming home with you. I want to marry you. I blink, then frown. Marriage is not something to take lightly. Using me once to escape, fine, I'll let it go. But if you push it any further, I have more than enough ways to deal with you. The woman's expression falters, tears starting to form. Either way, I'm being forced to marry someone. If it's going to be that old man, I'd rather it be you. At least you're young, and you're not bad looking. They're driving me to the edge. Please just help me. I shake my head. There are plenty of ways to ask for help. You don't have to gamble your whole life on it. If Tianhai City isn't safe for you anymore, leave. Go somewhere far. This country is enormous. You can build a life anywhere. If you're going to run somewhere they'll never find you. The girl goes quiet for a moment, then shakes her head. I can't go far. My mom is paralyzed. She needs me. The monthly care costs tens of thousands. I can't afford it. The only option I have is to go back and beg my father. But his price is that I marry one of his business partners. The man is almost 50, already has a wife but no children, and he wants me to give him one. I've run again and again, but I can't abandon my mom. Something shifts in my chest. There's a reason behind all of this. No wonder she keeps coming back. Your father is genuinely ruthless. Have you ever thought about taking legal action? Supporting his family is his legal obligation. What he's doing is human trafficking. The girl shakes her head, expression hollow. It won't work. He and my mom have been divorced for over 10 years. I'm an adult now. He has no legal obligation to either of us, and he hasn't technically forced me into anything. He's just using my mom's medical bills as leverage. You're riding in a car like this. You must be seriously wealthy. If you can cover my mom's bills, I'll marry you. Now that I understand the full picture, the tension in my brow eases. Helping people is genuinely one of my habits, but I'm a businessman. Businessmen think in returns. Tell me what value you bring to the table, and it can't be something any woman could offer. A spark lights up in the girl's eyes as her mind starts working. Marriage and kids, any woman can offer that, and a man like this wouldn't be interested. Pretty young girls are everywhere. Once the novelty wears off, she'd be out. My grades are top of the class. I smile slightly. That's not exactly rare, is it? The girl shakes her head quickly. I was the top scorer in Tianhai City's college entrance exam. I'm currently at Tianhai University first year. I earn a full scholarship every year. I can make money. If you help me now, everything I earn after this is yours. At that, I reach into the door pocket and pull out 2 wet wipes, pressing them gently to the girl's face. Well, the top scorer herself, Sage. I actually sent someone to recruit you last year, and you turned us down flat. Funny how things turn out. Sage blinks. Last year's recruitment. After the exam results came out, a lot of companies came to me. Which one were you? I shrug. Callum Group. The first one you crossed off the list. Sage's neck tucks in. The embarrassment is written all over her face. If I told you my mom was in emergency surgery that day and I wasn't in the right headspace, would you believe me? I smile and say, what does it matter now? I've always believed that opportunities only come once. When you dismissed the Callum Group back then, it made headlines. Top exam scorer has no confidence in Callum Group's future, and my stock dropped by over $1 billion. Your stop is coming up. Let's hope we don't cross paths again. Sage drops her head and mutters, what does Callum Group's loss have to do with you personally? Acting like it came out of your own pocket, capitalist lapdog. I reach over and grab Sage by the chin. Take a good look at who you're talking to. Sage's eyes go wide. She swallows hard, but she can't place who this person is. Up front, Walt catches the whole thing in the rearview mirror and smiles. Miss Sage, you're the first person who's ever called our boss a lapdog to his face. Sage shoves my hand away, pure horror written all over her face. You're the CEO of Callum Group, the one they call the King of Tianhai City? Sir, I'm so sorry, I was blind, I was wrong, it was all my fault. This is the legendary ice-cold business mogul Callum himself, ruthless to the bone, a shark who shows no mercy, who started conquering the business world at 10 years old, never once letting anyone off the hook. Every rival company I've touched has gone bankrupt, wiped out completely. One careless word from her last year cost me over $1 billion, a debt she can never repay. If she ends up in my hands, she won't walk away in one piece. That thought hits her hard. Sage lunges for the car door. I catch it instantly and pull her into my arms without even slowing the car down. Are you trying to die? Sage freezes, curling into herself, too scared to even look at me. I'm actually enjoying this. Weren't you just running your mouth a minute ago, yelling back at me, telling me you wanted to marry me? What happened to all that energy? Sage murmurs in the smallest voice. I didn't know who you were. Please don't kill me. I blink. I'm a model citizen, an outstanding individual. You think I'd kill you? Sage fires right back. You're absolutely right. You're the bigger person here. Could you please spare my life? I pry her hands apart and lift her face up to mine. Work for me for free for 10 years, or I drop you off right now. Pick one. Sage grits her teeth. You evil capitalist. I hope you get everything you deserve. I shrug. So that means you're going with option 2. Walt, take Miss Sage home. Throw in 200 as a wedding gift. I'm crashing her ceremony today. Sage spins around and bites my hand. I grab her jaw in one smooth motion. Let go of me. I'll fight you. I reach out with my other hand and flick her on the head. I'm messing with you. Just hear me out. Work for me for free. I'll cover every single one of your mother's medical bills, room and board included. Once you've earned $2 billion from me, we're even. Of course, if you can't cut it, I'll fire you on the spot. Sage snaps. That's not fair. I refuse. I let go. I smile. The world has never been fair. I give people one chance, and I'm already breaking my own rule, giving you a second one, because I see something in you. If you've got real talent, using my platform to hit $2 billion is just a handful of deals. Maybe a few months tops. This offer stands once. If you say no, I won't push. The next intersection, you walk. The words land, and the car rolls to a stop right at the light. Sage hesitates. She's the top scorer on the national college exam. She's not stupid. She knows exactly how bad her situation is. This deal looks unfair on the surface, but compared to being forced to marry some old man and become a baby-making machine, this unequal contract actually tips in her favor. Can I at least finish college first, build up more knowledge so I can earn even more for you? I nod. Of course, I'll cover every expense while you're in school, but that time doesn't count toward the 10 years. Sage furrows her brow, wrestling with a brutal choice. And honestly, I'm not wrong. Callum Group is worth hundreds of billions. It's one of the biggest platforms in the country, and her mom needs money now. On top of that, I may be driven by profit, but I haven't left her without an out. Someone her own age who's built all this. The scale of his thinking is something she can't even picture, and maybe riding his coattails could take her somewhere real. Fine, I agree. After graduation, 10 years free of charge, but you stay out of my personal life. I nod. Tell me your address. I'll go handle things so they don't come back to bite you later, and I'll have your mother transferred to my private hospital. Having her weaknesses in my hands is always better. This is a low-risk, high-reward bet. Worst case, I lose a few million. Best case, the return is 1,000 times over. It's only now that Sage catches up, so you never actually knew where I lived, and when you said you'd take me home, that was all a bluff? I smile just slightly. Is that a problem? Sage's anger flares up instantly, but it fades just as fast. Lu Shui Gardens, the Shen residence. Walt catches the address and pulls the car around the corner. 20 minutes later, outside the Shen house, I step out of the car with Sage. I've never seen a place like this, a whole residential area where you can actually drive right in. There's a touch of envy in her voice. I shrug. What can I say? I'm the richest man in the city. Gotta act like it. Mid-sentence, the two of us reach the front door. The bell rings, and the door swings open to reveal a woman in her 40s, dressed to impress. Sage, you have the nerve to show up here? Who gave you the guts to walk out on that wedding? Smack! The woman rushes forward and slaps Sage hard across the face. Sage stumbles and goes down, blood trickling from the corner of her mouth. It happens so fast even I don't see it coming. I step between them. Excuse me, ma'am, use your words. Hitting people is not okay. The woman raises her hand and swings at my face. Shen family business is none of your business, you little nobody. I take one step forward and shoulder check her clean across the yard. I don't care whose family business this is. Hitting people is wrong. I close the gap in one stride and plant my foot on her stomach. I lean down and slap her twice across the face. Consider that a lesson in basic decency. Remember this, never go after someone stronger than you. I step back and return to Sage's side. The woman comes to her senses and starts rolling on the ground, wailing. Help! Someone help! Sage has lost her mind. She brought some random guy home to beat us up. Everyone come quick! The screaming pulls the whole Shen household out. Sage, what is wrong with you? You didn't just run out on the wedding. You brought someone here to cause trouble? I'll teach you a lesson today. A man in his 40s steps forward and raises his hand to hit Sage. My brain can't keep up. What is wrong with this family? Why does every single one of them go straight for the face? A grown man raising his hand against a young girl. I move in one instant. One kick straight to the gut, sends him flying 4 or 5 meters, rolling across the ground. Sage, you ungrateful child. You dare bring someone to hit your own father? I'll deal with you today. The woman charges again, going straight for Sage's face. This time I'm ready. One sharp slap, and she spins 2.5 times before hitting the ground. Sage, you brought someone to hit my mom? I'll kill you today. Now, a girl around 17 or 18 comes charging in, also going for Sage's face. My mind races. I have no idea what's going on, but I smack the girl flat on the ground. Sage, you, before anyone else can speak, I'm already moving, landing a slap on a boy of about 15 or 16. Done. I turn to look at Sage, genuinely confused. Is your entire family out of their minds? Why does everyone keep hitting you, specifically your face? And that includes you too. Why do you just stand there like it's nothing? Sage shakes her head. They're not crazy. They're just used to it. There's nothing a single slap can't fix. And if one doesn't do it, two will. I can't wrap my head around it. You never once thought about fighting back? Sage lets out a hollow laugh. What good would that do? My mom and I need their money. But then, a warm, sunlit smile breaks across Sage's face. Her eyes catch mine and shimmer. It feels really good to have someone protecting you. I pull out the tissue I used for her earlier, wipe her tears, and say quietly, don't be scared. Stick with me from now on. I don't hit people. Sage smiles and nods. Okay. The whole Shen household has been knocked around enough to finally shut up. They huddle together in a corner. Sage, you just wait. Mr. Huang is already on his way, and today, no matter what, you are going to marry him and give him children. That's right. Mr. Huang is loaded, and he's offering you 100,000 per kid. Where are you going to find a deal like that? You should be thanking us, but instead, you bring people to hurt us, you ungrateful wretch. After everything the Shen family has done for you, if you ever want us to keep paying for your disabled mother's medical bills, you'd better get on your knees right now and beg for forgiveness. Then go back with Mr. Huang and give him his children. Sage suddenly rises on her toes and kisses me on the cheek. She spins around with a triumphant grin. Sorry to disappoint. This is my boyfriend. And my future husband. He'll be covering my mother's medical bills from now on, and I'll only ever have his children. If you think you can use me as a stepping stone for your deal with the Huang family, keep dreaming. My lip twitches. I want to say something. Sage jumps up, throws her arms around my neck, and presses her lips to mine. A few seconds pass. Sage pulls back, face flushed, whispering, help me out. As my boyfriend, if you deal with them, it gives the Enforcement Bureau a clean reason to close the case. It clicks immediately. If I'm her boyfriend on paper, then stepping in for her makes total sense. Even another round of hitting them becomes legally defensible. Criminal matter becomes civil dispute, settled with pocket change. College students really do think differently. My actual status means I don't need any of this, but she's asking, so I'll play along. I slide my arm around Sage's waist. One favor, add 500 million to the tab. Sage's eyes go wide, disbelief all over her face. You shameless capitalist, why don't you just rob people? I smile. That's exactly what I'm doing right now. You didn't notice? Sage bites down hard. Fine. She's already decided to latch onto Callum Group, owing 2 billion or 2.5 billion. What's the difference? Deal with tomorrow. Right now, let's enjoy this. Deal. But make it brutal. Crush them completely. If that makes me happy, I'll earn you another 500 million on top. Sage kisses me again. Babe, they've been bullying me, trying to sell me off to some old man to breed children for him. You have to stand up for me. My life has been so hard. Watching Sage's painfully bad acting, I nearly lose it. But 500 million is 500 million, so I play along. What did you say? They actually did that to you? They're going to pay for this. I pull out my phone and hit the emergency alert. Dozens of meters away, 2 teams of bodyguards pick up the signal and converge on the Shen house. Being a billionaire CEO means my bodyguards run round the clock rotating shifts, staying invisible and following me in the shadows. The Shen family waited for Mr. Huang. Instead, they get a wall of men in sunglasses and every one of them starts shaking. I wave a hand. I trust you know what to do. The bodyguards don't need telling twice. They swarm forward and lay into the Shen family. All 4 of them are rolling on the ground, howling in pain, joints dislocated all over their bodies. These bodyguards are specially trained. They know exactly how to hurt without causing serious damage. Once it's done, they reset every joint on all 4 of them. I wave again. scatter and blend in. On command, the bodyguards dissolve into the surroundings, blending into the street. Some chatting, some looking around like tourists. Satisfied? Sage shakes her head. A beating is too easy on them. Do you have something worse? Something that destroys everything they have? I pause. How can someone so young be this ruthless? A deep, burning hatred fills Sage's eyes. Compared to what they've done to me, this is nothing. That man did everything he could to drive my mom out and make room for his mistress. Every single day, a new way to torment us both. My mom nearly died because of him. Just to survive, she had to take me and leave. And after that, the damage she'd taken kept building inside her, worse every year, more painful with every passing year. Last year, an old injury flared up. It triggered a severe brain hemorrhage. My mom became paralyzed. To keep her getting treatment, I swallowed my pride and went back to that house as their servant, their punching bag. You've seen it yourself. The way they hit me, the way they move. It's pure reflex now. And his mistress, along with her children, were terrified I'd come back to claim a share of the inheritance, so they went out of their way to destroy me, pushing me to go sleep with some old man and bear his children. That was their plan. I even overheard them talking about recording certain videos of me and selling them. After I'd given that old man his children, they were going to sell me off somewhere else. Said I was the top scorer on the national college exam. Good genes could keep making money by having children for people. Sage's voice breaks as she goes on, tears streaming down her face. I pat her on the back. That's on me. I never went through what you have, and I had no right to tell you to be kind. I'll get you justice. Hey, let go of my wife. Right on cue, a group storms up to the Shen house. The old man in front is pointing straight at me and shouting, I don't have time for this. One wave of the hand, and dozens of bodyguards pour out, pinning every single one of them to the ground. When it's over, I have them all tied up and delivered to the Enforcement Bureau. Unlawful imprisonment, assault, trafficking, coercion into prostitution, the charges stack up fast. With Callum Group Legal on the case, every last one of them will rot behind bars. For Sage, the Shen family and Mr. Huang might have seemed like mountains she could never climb. But in front of me, they're small-time nobodies, gone with a snap of my fingers. The Sai estate. The moment I step through the front door, a head comes flying straight at my chest. The frustrating part is, I can't move out of the way, because if I do, that little fool goes headfirst into nothing, and I don't even want to think about what happens next. Thud. Right on schedule, Ren slams her head dead center into my chest and drives me back several steps. I didn't make that happen, but honestly, I fully support it. According to the plot I wrote, at this exact point in the story, you were supposed to run into Sage, a girl who just ran out on a wedding, desperate to latch onto wealth and power. She was supposed to become a minor disruption between you and Isolde, pushing both of you through misunderstanding after misunderstanding until you finally see each other clearly. Her ending wasn't great though. Sage ends up with nothing, no money, no future, and leaves the city for good. But right now, shouldn't you be renting the villainess a place to stay somewhere outside? Instead, you brought her home. So how is Isolde ever supposed to forgive you? And if she doesn't forgive you, how am I supposed to finish my story quests and unlock my restrictions? I grimace, rubbing my chest. How is your head getting harder? Ren lifts both arms with the most innocent face, making grabby hands. Serves you right. That's the system punishing you for breaking the plot. Not once have you gotten away with it. I scoop Ren up with a sigh. Sage stares from the side. Wait, this is the girl you mentioned? She's gorgeous. Absolutely flawless. I've never seen anyone this beautiful in my life. I keep walking, shaking my head. Maybe the universe got jealous and decided to take her mind in exchange. Ren suddenly presses her nose against mine and sniffs, then turns to look at Sage. Ding! System alert. The main lead's luck energy has been drained by villainous Sage. Player, recover and restore it immediately to prevent the plot from collapsing. Body lock lifted 50%. Duration 3 minutes. Luck energy? Sage kissed me and drained my luck energy? 3 minutes. Move fast! Suddenly, Ren reaches out and grabs Sage, plants a big kiss right on her lips, then spins around and goes straight for mine. Ren's move leaves Sage completely frozen, standing there, cheeks slowly going red. I grab Ren's head and hold her back. Her senses are extremely sharp. She must have caught the scent of your lipstick on me and figured it was something tasty. She just wants a taste. You don't mind, do you? Sage shakes her head, still flushed. No, I get it. I was in a rush back there. It was all for show. Please don't read into it. I smile. No explanation needed. We both got something out of it. I get it. Ren starts squirming. Ugh. Let me go, you frustrating, impossible. Just let me go. 1 second, just one kiss. I'll refill your luck energy. Don't be so stubborn. Watching Ren flail around, I let out a long sigh. Stop moving. And no kissing me. Understood? Sage smothers a laugh from the side. She's copying the way I kissed you. That's honestly the cutest thing I've ever seen. Aren't you going to satisfy her curiosity? I give Sage a flat look. Do you have any idea what you're saying? Sage grins. What's the big deal? Let your little sister give you one kiss. If I had a sister this cute and clingy, I'd let her kiss me every single day. I shoot Sage a hard look. Stay out of it. This has nothing to do with you. Sage pulls her neck back, grabs her suitcase, and turns. Mr. Liu, where has the young master put me? Mr. Liu gestures down the hall. Mrs. Old just moved out. The room still has warmth to it. No dampness, no mold. Fresh sheets and it's ready. Sage blinks. Mr. Liu turns to me. That's the room that belonged to the one who ran out on the engagement. Isolde? I get why she walked out, but what did I supposedly run out on? Will sleeping in her old room curse my luck? I toss back. If she doesn't want it, she can have any other room. The other rooms have been empty too long. Have someone clean and disinfect them all tomorrow. Sage hears this and immediately snatches up her suitcase, making a beeline for Isolde's old room. This was the room of the former lady of the house. Of course it's going to be amazing. She's not about to turn that down and go sleep in some dusty, forgotten corner. Sure, her whole life has been nothing but hardship, but now that she's latched onto someone with real power, the tide is finally turning. Mr. Liu smiles. Miss Sage is quite the lively one. Warmer than Mrs. Isolde, if you ask me. I nod. Someone who spent her whole life fighting uphill. She's built real resilience, and she knows how to make her own light. Pass it down. No special treatment. Mr. Liu bows and takes the order, though in his head he's thinking, you say no special treatment, but she's already been given the master suite. If Miss Sage plays her cards right, she might just become the lady of this house. Ren nearly loses it when she hears that. What do you mean someone raised in hardship is better at making her own light? I wrote Sage as a shallow, vain girl who only turned ambitious after growing up poor. A gold digger in training. According to the plot, after running out on her wedding, she was supposed to manipulate Callum every chance she got, tearing apart whatever he and Isolde had left, and Callum was supposed to be completely fooled the whole time, only to see the truth too late, ending up on his knees in front of Isolde for 3 days and 3 nights begging for forgiveness. Men really are one-track creatures, every last one of them hopeless. After Mr. Liu leaves, I sit down with Ren in my arms. Ren, I'm your brother, you can't kiss me, do you understand? Ren starts fighting in my arms. Running out of time, you frustrating, infuriating, unlock my speech restriction, stupid system. I give up. Ren never used to be like this. The old Ren was simply out of it, drifting through life in a daze, but now she knows exactly how to get under my skin. Maybe it was easier when she was little. I could treat her like a kid, carry her around, tease the little space case for fun. But she's grown now. A few more months and she turns 18. When a girl grows up, she belongs with a husband. Definitely not her brother. With that thought, I dial a number. Mrs. Wang, can you come back? Triple your old salary. You've got grandkids to look after. Bring the whole family. There's more than enough room here. Right, it's because Ren is growing up. I can't look after her the way I used to, and she won't let anyone else near her. What was that? Ren chased you away? How is that even possible? Beep. I stare at the dead phone, blank. I look at Ren differently now. Ren, you don't like Mrs. Wang? Ren stops squirming. No. Time's up. I can't control my body again. Did I chase Mrs. Wang away? That was the system. Nothing to do with me. I sit with it for a moment, and suddenly it clicks. These past few years, I've buried myself in work and barely come home. Mrs. Wang was her whole world. Ren probably figured that without Mrs. Wang around, I'd have to spend more time with her. So she started pushing Mrs. Wang away. Kids' logic is painfully easy to read and completely impossible to argue with. If she's already decided she doesn't want Mrs. Wang, bringing her back won't change anything. You smell. How about Lan gives you a bath? Ren shakes her head furiously. Stupid system. You've been suppressing me for 17 years. You can't even let me bathe on my own terms? What about May? She's gentle. Still a head shake. I think for a moment. What if the new girl Sage gives you a bath? Ren hesitates, then nods. Stupid system, what are you playing at? Making the villainess give me a bath. What is your angle here? System chime. Contract quest failed. Penalty. Soul shock for 10 seconds. The system will take control of the player's body to force the plot back on track. Soul shock as punishment. 17 years I've been here and the very first quest hits this hard. Can I get a beginner discount? Ah, Callum, I hate you. You made me fail the quest. Just wait until I unlock my restrictions. I will pay you back 100 times over. Why does 10 seconds feel this long? Stupid system. Are you doing this on purpose? Out in the hall, I let out a long, slow breath. One problem finally handled. Ren's senses are razor sharp. Anyone with impure intentions can't get near her. Maybe because of the kiss Sage gave me. Ren got a good first read on Sage. With that settled, I carry Ren to Sage's room. I push the door open and catch Sage laying out small pieces of clothing. What are you doing in here? Ever heard of knocking? I pause. Next time I will. Could I possibly ask you to give Ren a bath? Since Mrs. Wang left, she hasn't been bathed in days. Sage smiles. Easy. Leave it to me. I give a few quick instructions, set Ren down, and head out. The second I'm gone, Sage runs over, cups Ren's face in her hands. So soft, so cute. Ren knocks her hands away. Don't ever kiss me again. Sage blinks, a flicker of surprise in her eyes. Is that a warning? Do you have feelings for Callum? Ren pauses. No answer. She turns and walks into the bathroom. Something ignites in Sage. She follows immediately. A long while later, both of them step out, Sage holding Ren's hand, eyes shining with curiosity. Come on, tell me, do you have feelings for Callum? You've been playing dumb this whole time, haven't you? You're scared that if he finds out, he'll pull away. Am I right? Ren slowly turns to meet Sage's eyes. Something strange flickers in them. A few seconds pass. Ren, how did I get in here? Wait, no. How did I get in here? Wait, how did we both end up in here? Sage looks at them both wrapped in towels and has no idea what to say. She could have sworn she was just folding clothes, getting ready to bathe, and somehow it's already done. And with Ren ignores everything and walks straight out of the room, then heads upstairs and twists open a door handle. Stupid system, what are you doing? Stop right now! Inside the bathroom, I'm whistling and singing to myself. Just work shampoo into my hair when a figure bursts through the door, flying free across your heart. What the? Ren, what are you doing? I lunge and grab Ren before she goes anywhere. She's barely wrapped in a towel. Ren claws and pulls at me without any care that the towel is slipping. If I weren't holding on so tight, this would be a very different scene. Let go, you big dummy. Tell the system to send back the luck energy and let your precious little sister live in peace. Do you have any idea how much soul shock hurts? Just let it go, you hopeless big brother. There's nothing I can do. I scoop Ren up and get out of the bathroom. I reach for the wardrobe to grab her something to wear, but my hand stills. I end up opening the door and calling down to the floor below. Sage, get up here! Sage has no idea what's happening. She takes a couple of steps on instinct, then stops herself. This is the SI estate, and even though it's the private interior, staff other than the head butler aren't allowed in, and she's definitely not about to run around in just a towel. Sage, why aren't you up here yet? Hearing me call again, Sage throws caution out and runs upstairs. When she opens the door and sees me, barely covered, holding a wildly thrashing Ren, her face goes red, heart pounding. She's never in her life seen a man like this, and for some reason she can't quite look away. Stop staring, just grab her! Sage snaps out of it and rushes over to wrap her arms around Ren. I break free, throw on a robe, and pull a dress from the wardrobe. Listen, every master bedroom in this house has a wardrobe, each one stocked with clothes for Ren. Next time you bathe her, make sure she's dressed before you leave. If something like this happens again, you're done here. Sage looks around the room, takes in Callum's hair still full of shampoo suds, and suddenly it all makes sense. Ren must have gone upstairs looking for Callum, crashed right into the bathroom and scared him half to death. Having a handful like Ren for a sister, even a billionaire CEO must have his hands full. Got it, young master. I'll be more careful next time. I hear that and head downstairs to the first floor master suite. Sage settles Ren onto the bed and gets her dressed. Inside, Ren is cracking up. Stupid system. You think you're so impressive? You can't pull it off in 10 minutes, but you give me 3, and when I fail, you shock me. Shouldn't you shock yourself for a full minute? Ding. Player detected as incapable. Unable to complete future story quests. System unbind initiated. Unbind progress. 99%, 98, 97, 95. Special notice. Upon system unbind, host body will shatter. Player's soul will disperse. No rebirth, ever. The laughter in Ren's mind dies instantly. Back when she was still in the real world, cramming for the national college exam, grinding through practice tests day and night while working part-time jobs to survive, she died young, drowned in a sea of knowledge, and her soul was reborn inside the very novel she had written. But the extra soul disrupted the world's rules, and she was locked up by the system the rules had formed. It wasn't until yesterday, when Isolde ran out on the wedding, that the story finally began to move. Once all the main story quests are completed, this world will solidify into a true parallel world. The rules will decide it poses no threat to the original world's flow, and gradually release their hold on her. As compensation to the author, she will finally be reborn for real, in this world, in this perfect body. No, I don't want to die. This isn't fair. You're the one who locked me down, made it impossible for me to finish the quests. So why do I get all the punishment? Ding. Player requests fairness. Shall we remove the player's chance at perfect rebirth? The most equal thing about being human is that everyone only gets one life. Okay, I was joking. I've always thought this world is perfectly fair. I just wanted to ask, is there any way to stop the unbind? Ding. System unbind is irreversible. Special notice, when unbind progress reaches 0, the player will be permanently erased. Hearing those words, the light goes out inside Ren completely. As the author of this world, completing the main story should be effortless. But the problem is she doesn't belong to this world. The rules have stripped her of her freedom, leaving her no way to actively push the plot forward. Is there really no other way? So I'm going to die no matter what. Ding. In theory, that is correct. Meanwhile, after Sage finishes dressing Ren, she rushes downstairs back to her own room to change. Click. A soft sound, and the bathroom door swings open. She turns to see me stepping out, and Sage immediately leaps onto the bed and burrows under the covers. I shake my head, walk to the wardrobe beside the bed and open it, pull out my clothes and start changing right there in front of her. Can you please go change somewhere else? Sage's face burns red, heart going a mile a minute, hands pressed hard over her eyes. I shrug. You can close your eyes, or pull the blanket over your head. Also, your fingers are very slender, quite a few gaps between them. Sage wants to sink into the floor and dives under the blanket. I glance at Sage's open suitcase. Everything inside is clean, but washed so many times the color's nearly gone. Some pieces held together with patches. You're about the same build as Ren. Her wardrobe has new clothes. You can borrow some. They're all things she likes, and if she sees you wearing them, she might warm up to you faster. If you can take good care of Ren for me, I'll cancel every cent of what you owe. Sage pokes her head out. Really? I turn. Of course, I don't say things I don't mean. Something catches Sage's eye. Ah, you creep! Sage dives back under the blanket. I have no idea what just happened. Seriously, are you kidding me? I'm not exactly exposed here. I mutter, grab my shorts and leave. The door clicks shut. Sage bolts upright. You're the crazy one. Your whole family is crazy. Then she realizes she's completely bare and dives back under the covers. As she hunts for something to wear, Sage's eyes land on her own open suitcase and she stops. He saw all of that. Was that pity? He could have just handed me new clothes outright. Instead, he made up a reason to share them. But then again, Isolde must be out of her mind. How do you walk away from someone like him? Wait, why am I even thinking about this? Sage shakes her head hard, opens the wardrobe and pulls out a brand new white nightgown. Clean lines, fabric soft as silk against the skin, stitched with real care. Sage smiles to herself, slips it on. She's made her choice. She's latching on, so she might as well do it right. She'll pay it all back double someday. The next morning I wake up and Ren is nowhere in sight. I breathe easy. Last night, Sage and I worked together and finally got Ren to agree to sleep in Sage's room from now on. No Ren crashing in here means the plan worked. Ren is slowly warming up to Sage, and an easier life is just around the corner. For one brief moment, I feel genuinely at peace. After breakfast, Sage climbs into the car with me. First, I want to learn everything about how your company runs. Then I'll put together a study plan so I can actually be useful to you someday. I nod, satisfied. You're the most dedicated grunt worker I've ever seen. Lucky timing. Reeves' wife just had a baby, so his spot is open. Fill in for him and get up to speed on every part of the business. By the time he's back, your school break will be over, and you'll head back to class. Sage flushes and squirms. Isn't that a bit much? A female college student as your personal assistant? I roll my eyes. Who said anything about personal? Go get your head checked. I'll pay for that too. Sage drops her head. Walt drives smooth and fast. At Callum Group headquarters, I have Reeves send out an announcement placing Sage as temporary assistant. And just like that, Sage's life of unpaid grunt work begins, with exactly zero pay. 2 hours in, Sage is completely lost. She never imagined one assistant could be responsible for this much. How did Reeves survive this job? Well, she doesn't know that Reeves couldn't handle it all either. He just knew how to delegate instead of drowning alone. Assistant Sage, there's a situation in HR that needs your attention. She barely sits down for a sip of water, and someone else is already running over to find her. Why can't any of you handle anything on your own? What does the boss even pay you people for? Sage is running on empty and doesn't hold back. The HR staff member hesitates. We have someone here for an interview today. She's the CEO's former fiancé. We don't know how to handle it. Sage spits out her water. Isolde? She's here for a job interview? Is she serious? The HR staff shrugs. Maybe. Because you'd have to be out of your mind to walk out on that wedding. The boss is young, good-looking, and loaded. The dream guy of pretty much every girl out there, the perfect catch, and she just threw it all away. The moment Sage hears it's Isolde, something lights up inside her. Her back pain? Gone. Tired legs? What tired legs? Take me to her right now. I'm personally running this interview. In the interview room, Sage looks across the table at the stunning woman sitting there. You're Isolde? Isolde gives a slow nod, eyes dropping to Sage's name badge, then scanning Sage's outfit. Something shifts in her expression. You're Callum's new assistant? Sage smiles lightly. Temporary. What position are you interviewing for? Isolde bites down. Why are you dressed exactly like Ren? Is this some cheap trick to get closer to Callum? Sage blinks and smiles. Sharp eyes, Mrs. Isolde. But you've got it wrong. Callum gave me these clothes himself. He said if I dress like this, Ren will feel more comfortable around me. At that, Isolde fixes her gaze on Sage, a flash of something dangerous in her eyes. I'm warning you. Keep your distance. He is not someone you get to want. Something rises in Sage too. She can't help it. I'll manage just fine, thanks. Oh, and that bed of yours? Incredibly soft. Isolde is on her feet in an instant, glaring. What did you just say? You slept in my bed? Sage holds her gaze. Did I stutter? I'm living in your old room. Yesterday, he showered in my bathroom and changed in front of me. Isolde's eyes go red. Her jaw locks, teeth grinding. I have been with him for 20 years, and we never even... Who do you think you are? For some reason, Sage can't explain. Watching Isolde lose it feels incredibly satisfying. I'm his new girlfriend. I gave him my first kiss. I'm going to marry him and give him children. Isolde stares, completely stunned. You gave him your first kiss? So you two already? I grew up alongside him, 20 years, and I never once touched him. How did you have the nerve? Sage thinks. A first kiss counts as a first. Whatever. Seeing Isolde like this makes it all worth it. That's right. Exactly what you're thinking. Don't tell me you two never did anything at all? Sage pauses. Then it clicks. A look of pure contempt spreads across her face. Childhood sweethearts. 20 whole years and you wouldn't let your own fiancé touch you. What, scared your secret guy on the side wouldn't be happy about it? Callum deserves so much better. I'll make it up to him twice over. That does it. Isolde snaps, lunges across the table, grabs Sage by the hair. That is not what happened. I never betrayed him. I was saving everything for our wedding night. For him. You shameless little... How dare you swoop in like this? I'll kill you. Sage doesn't back down. She grabs Isolde by the hair right back. You ran off with another man on your wedding day. Sounds like you were saving everything for him. Wasn't that the real thrill? Was that exciting enough for you? You're the shameless one. The whole office freezes as the two of them go at each other. Quick! Go tell the boss. His ex-fiancé and his new girlfriend are fighting. Right, go tell him now his fiancé and girlfriend are going at it. Wait, his fiancé and girlfriend are fighting? Oh my. This is massive. The boss's actual wife versus the side girl. But wait, which one is which? That Isolde literally just walked out on their engagement. Why are you watching instead of minding your business? Are you kidding me? This is the first drama we've ever had on The Boss. Someone grab me a chair. Where's my phone? I'm going live with this. Everyone needs to see this. In my office, a junior secretary bursts through the door. Sir, bad news. Your wives are fighting. I spit coffee all over my documents. My what? What did you just say? The secretary nods hard. Yes, sir, both of your wives. They're really going at it. None of us dare get in the middle. Please go see for yourself. I actually start laughing. Is this some kind of prank? You really think you can make a fool out of me and keep your bonuses? The secretary blinks. Sir, this isn't a prank. Your two wives are genuinely fighting right now. My brain stalls. I'm not even married. Where are these two wives coming from? There have to be limits to what you can say with a straight face. The secretary gets frantic. Sir, why won't you believe me? Just check the company group chat. It's all over the building. I pull up the group chat and it's wall-to-wall messages, photos and videos of two women pulling each other's hair. Sage, Isolde. How did they end up fighting? The secretary shrugs. Obviously fighting over you, sir. My head is splitting. You just lost your bonus. I'm already heading to HR at full speed. 10 minutes later, I march two completely disheveled women into my office. Which one of you wants to explain this to me? I'm not even angry. I genuinely cannot understand why these two went at each other. Did they have some history? They're both students at Tianhai University. Isolde a sophomore, Sage a freshman. Did something happen between them on campus? If this doesn't get resolved and they fight again at school, a disciplinary hearing is the last thing anyone needs. Isolde lifts her head, voice thick with hurt. Why did you put her in my room and let her wear Ren's clothes? I pause. Let's get something straight. That is my house. Who stays in it is entirely my call. And those clothes are brand new. Ren has never worn them. I may be careful with money, but I don't give people hand-me-downs. Sage chimes in from the side. Exactly. Callum likes me. I can live wherever he says, so what's it to you? Isolde's eyes fill with tears. You like her. You don't want me anymore, do you? I've been trying so hard to make things right with you. Why won't you give me one chance? Can't you wait for me? My brain is total static. I cannot follow a single word they're saying. Whatever happened between you two before, starting right now, no more fighting. Can you both agree to that? Sage doesn't answer. On impulse, she launches herself into my arms, steals a quick kiss. Of course, babe, I'll never fight with her again. Before I can react, Isolde comes charging at me too, full force. I can't hold both of them up. I go down. He's my husband, get your hands off him. You walked out on your own wedding. He's my boyfriend now, get away from him. Both of them land on top of me and start swinging at each other. I panic, locking an arm around each one, trying to keep my voice level. Ladies, could everyone please calm down? I am not anyone's husband and I am definitely not anyone's boyfriend. No fighting. If you really need to fight, can you at least let me get up first? I'm innocent here. About 10 seconds later, both of them start to settle, and I seize the moment to scramble to my feet and put several meters between us. I'm genuinely scared. When they go at it, they don't care who's in the way, and I took scratches and kicks from both sides, sharp fingernails raking across my chest and arms like fire, and those heels hit like they mean it. This ends right now. How about a handshake? Actually, forget that. Just both take one step back. I step back myself. Isolde cuts Sage a sharp look. I came here for a job interview today, and she ruined it. She owes me. Sage lifts her chin. Callum Group doesn't hire people who start fights, so consider your interview failed. The two of them look ready to go again. I jump in fast. Your interview is approved. You're hired. Isolde shoots one last glare at Sage over her shoulder. Don't think this is over. I will not let this go. She storms out. Once she's gone, I look at Sage. What was that? Why did you go after her like that? Without Isolde in the room, Sage deflates back to normal. Honestly, I have no idea. Something about her just sets me off. I just want to get under her skin, but I've never even met her before. It has to be that room of yours. Everyone who sleeps in it goes crazy. I actually pause at that. Part of me almost believes it. You could always try switching to a different room. Sage thinks for a second. I'm scared to be alone. Can I just move in and sleep in your room? I smack myself on the forehead. She's gone. You really have lost it. Sage jumps in. It's not what you think. I'll sleep on the floor. I wave it off. Forget it. You take the second floor. We'll just swap. I'd like to see if I go crazy too. Sage nods. I'll go tidy up. On the 28th floor, in the bathroom, Sage runs into Isolde again. They stand at the mirror, fixing their hair, straightening their clothes. I genuinely want to know, why did you run out on that wedding? Is the other guy really better than Callum? Sage can't hold back anymore. Isolde smooths her hair and wipes the smudged lipstick from the corner of her mouth. I never once thought about leaving him. I would never betray him. I was just foolish back then. I pushed him away. We have 20 years between us. That's something you can never touch. Walk away now while you still have your dignity. Trust me, you don't want to look back on this and regret it. Sage rubs her temple. He asked me to come to his room tonight. You know, I wonder, how many abs does he have? And his lips, surprisingly soft. Isolde turns slowly, eyes full of something lethal. Touch him one more time, and I will make your life a living nightmare. Sage smiles. He's my boyfriend. Why wouldn't I? You're the strange one. Running around behind his back while refusing to let your own fiancé touch you. And now you want to tell me what to do. Do you have any shame left? Isolde draws a slow breath, forces the anger down. Let me give you one piece of advice. Callum is not someone who can be won over with tricks like this. You should leave before it's too late, because the moment he sees this side of you, things will not end well for you. Sage doesn't even blink. Sharp? Me? I was just stating the facts. You humiliated her like that. I'm just helping her put you in your place. I'm younger than you, cleaner than you, and just as pretty. Once he finds out, he'll choose me, no question. You were always the one who should leave. Isolde bites down hard and tucks away her makeup bag. We'll see. Sage shrugs. Then you'd better move fast. Give it a few more days, and we might have a baby on the way, and by then, nothing you say will matter. Talk is cheap. All talk costs nothing, so fire back first and feel good about it later. Isolde fixes Sage with a long, hard stare, says nothing, and walks out of the restroom without a word. Sage smiles faintly, dries her hands, and follows. CEO's office. Watching these two show up together again, my head is already pounding. Do you two have nothing better to do? Isolde shakes her head. I've officially joined as your personal assistant. I'm waiting for your orders. Sage cuts in. I'm your personal assistant. Everything should go through me. I press a hand to my forehead. My personal assistant is Reeve. He's just on leave right now. Do you both understand? Isolde nods. I know your daily routines. I can be your lifestyle assistant, handling everything at home. Sage steps forward. I'm your girlfriend. I can take care of you just fine. You don't need her for that. I slap the table. Both of you, enough. I can take care of myself. I don't need a lifestyle assistant, and I am not your boyfriend. I don't need either of your help. Now get out, both of you. Both women exchange a glance, let out a cold huff, and leave together. Then it hits me. Wasn't I planning to have Isolde take over the Mew family's acquired assets? How did she end up as my assistant instead? I think it over, and immediately call HR. A short while later I hang up with a strange look on my face. Apparently, it was Isolde who requested the position herself, and she even drafted the contract on her own. A lifetime contract. Minimum wage only. What is wrong with Isolde? Why would she do something this outrageous? Has everything that happened these past few days broken her? Maybe I'll let it go for now, let her cool off, and the contract is in my hands anyway. I can cancel at any time. Assistant's office. Isolde and Sage are locked in a stare down, neither willing to back down. I have a signed contract. This office belongs to me. Isolde holds up the contract, expression icy. Sage smiles. Callum personally appointed me. This office is rightfully mine. Click. A staff member suddenly pushes the door open with a stack of files. I need an assistant to handle these documents, please. Isolde speaks first. Just give them to me. I'll handle it. But Sage moves faster, darting to the door to take the entire stack. I've got them. You can head back now. Watching Sage hug the whole pile to her chest, Isolde's eyes flash with contempt. It's your first day here. Can you even read any of this? Sage just smiles. If I can't, I'll learn. Did you understand everything on your first day? Isolde rolls her fingers together, chin tilted up slightly. I've been helping him manage simple documents since 5 years ago, and 3 years ago I moved into the SI estate full-time. He taught me a lot about how things work, and I've personally handled many major projects. My experience far outweighs yours. You'd do better to just step aside before you make a mistake you can't afford to own. Sage's eyes dart around. Then she drops the entire stack on the desk. Fine then, since you love playing assistant, I'll leave all of this to you. Starting today, I'll be in charge of making Callum's coffee every morning and giving him shoulder massages to help him unwind. And just like that, Sage actually walks out, heading straight for the coffee station. Isolde stands there, stunned. She's realizing she may not have much leverage over this Sage at all, and Sage isn't wrong. Sage holds way too many advantages. In terms of public image alone, she completely overshadows Isolde. Isolde is still stuck in the middle of a PR storm, while a clean record 19-year-old college girl compared to her, the runaway bride who never followed through, the gap is painfully obvious. All she'd done was let a little rebellious impulse get the better of her. So how did the whole game fall apart like this? If Callum had just been upfront from the start about not liking Gloria, she would have stopped all this nonsense. But she never understood. Callum was clearly unhappy, clearly hated what she was doing, so why did he never say a word? Not even a hint of anger. He stayed completely composed from start to finish, always smiling at her no matter what. And that kept making her think Callum was just tolerating her, which pushed her to keep testing his limits, until Callum finally settled the score. Now she understands. The more he had indulged her, the more ruthless the reckoning would be. In less than 12 hours, Callum stripped away everything he'd ever given her and severed every tie between them. Her question yesterday, what identity she could possibly use to stay by his side, seems to have found its answer. She'd always thought he was the one holding her in place, but it was the other way around. She was the one clinging to him. The moment those titles slipped away, rivals came rushing in one after another. How is she supposed to take back what was always hers? Ring ring. Her phone goes off. Isolde picks up, pressing accept. Isolde, sweetheart, how did things go with Callum? Did he agree to let the Mew family off? At least get him to promise not to take back the land. That shouldn't be too much to ask, right? Isolde lets out a quiet sigh. Honestly, you never cared about me, did you? All you've ever cared about is how much you can squeeze out of me. I don't understand. If you knew you needed me to get anything from the SI family, why did you just stand by and watch me crash like this? Mr. Mu goes quiet for a moment, and when he speaks again, there's an edge to his voice. I've lost count of how many times I warned you. When did you ever listen? Every single time you were so sure Callum wouldn't get mad. You kept saying you'd smooth things over. Did you ever actually try? Every time we tried to step in, you told us to stay out of it, and now look, you've pushed him completely away and you have the nerve to blame us for doing nothing? Did I tell you to go find yourself some so-called godfather or pick fights with Callum every single day? Isolde lets out a bitter laugh. Yeah, it's all my fault. He's really done with me now, so forget about whatever you were counting on. After the MU family assets are settled, there'll still be plenty left over. Enough for the three of you to live comfortably for the rest of your lives. Don't contact me anymore. He has always been my only family. Don't get in the way of me finding my way back to him. Isolde hangs up, clean and final. Ever since she was old enough to remember, she had lived at the SI estate, going back to the Mew house only a few token days each month, and after the engagement at 15, barely even that, just the occasional holiday visit. Both families were in Tianhai City, but the Sai estate was always more like home. And now she has nothing. Nothing but the memories of growing up together. She knows the only reason Callum hasn't completely cut her off is out of respect for the years they shared. After a long moment of thought, Isolde wipes her tears and opens the stack of documents. If she can show him more of what she's capable of, more value, maybe she can raise herself just a little in his eyes. Meanwhile, Sage finds she can't quite harden her heart and walks back into the assistant's office with a cup of coffee. I don't even know why I dislike you as much as I do, but I still want to say this. Some fights aren't worth having. I have a strong feeling he's not going to end up with you, and he's definitely not going to end up with me. Something buried deep inside Isolde stirs at those words, and her expression darkens. The reason she became so defiant, constantly provoking Callum and making things difficult, all traces back to one person, Ren. The three of them grew up together, but Callum always gave Ren more of his attention and care. Isolde understood. Ren had mental limitations, so of course Callum would look after her more. But ever since Ren hit 13 and started blossoming fast, Isolde's sense of threat only kept growing. Ren is honestly stunning. On anyone else, that childlike simplicity might be a flaw, but on Ren, it just makes her more endearing, more impossible not to adore. And because of that, Isolde started trying a different approach with Callum. All she really wanted was more of his attention. But yesterday she found out the truth. Callum had been grooming her to be the lady of the house since they were children. She was the one he'd always favored. Looking back now, she really was hopeless. Maybe you're right, but I still want to try. I never thought losing him would hurt this much. It might be pointless, but at least I'll have fewer regrets if I tried. Isolde refuses to give up. She wants one more shot. Sage smiles. You know what? I think I like you a little more now. Maybe we should actually sit down and talk sometime. And hey, if you happen to teach me something useful along the way, that'd be even better. Isolde studies Sage for a long moment. Sage, I finally remembered. You're last year's top scorer on the National College exam from Tianhai. I saw your photo on the incoming student board. I just didn't expect you to look this radiant in person. Come to think of it, I'm actually your senior. Sage shrugs, smiling lightly. I just remembered too. Senior Isolde, the real academic star of Tianhai University, and the campus beauty queen no less. I just don't get it. How did someone like you end up here? Isolde shakes her head. I finally understand what that saying means. The ones who are loved feel fearless, and those who can't have what they want are always restless. If you want to learn, stay. I'll teach you. But my condition stands. Don't go after him. Sage hesitates, then nods, because right now, paying off her debts is her top priority, and she doesn't have strong feelings for Callum anyway. They've only known each other for a day, and her whole standoff with Isolde was just a random brain fart. Meanwhile, at the SI estate, Ren, crouching in the grass chasing bugs, suddenly freezes. Ding! Plot deviation detected. Unbind progress increased by 10%. Current unbind progress, 85%. How is this happening? Ren is completely lost. Did the plot shift again? I'm done for, I'm so tired, just let the world end. Then Ren's eyes roll back, and she faceplants straight into the grass, out cold. Club Mize, very important person lounge. I'm slouched on the sofa, completely bored out of my mind. Sure, closing a small deal somewhere like this? That I get. But the reason I'm here today is to negotiate with FU Group, a deal worth hundreds of billions, and the man across from me is one of the sharpest in the younger FU generation, Felix Fu. This guy looks maybe 2 or 3 years older than me, and like me, he's one of Tianhai City's distinguished young leaders, both of us representing billion-dollar empires. The difference is, I inherited a few billion from the SI family to start with, but everything I've built to this scale, every bit of it, I built from the age of 10. Felix got here by inheriting. The Fu family has more money than the SI family, sure, but everything I, Callum Sai, have is truly mine. And the Fu family? Lots of people, lots of complications, can't help it, that's just how it is when money flows easy in this world. Besides, I'm basically playing on cheat codes, reincarnated with my past life memories intact. I took a few things from my previous life and brought them here. That's what you call operating on a completely different level. Hey, young Master Sai, why aren't you drinking? Maybe it's because I look bored, because some rich kid nearby slides over to join me. I smile. I'm allergic to alcohol. You all enjoy, don't worry about me. The moment they hear that, the others completely lose interest in me. Fair enough. Round after round they drink themselves completely wasted, then get safely packed into their respective cars by bodyguards and drivers, leaving just me and Felix behind. Mr. Fu, the drinks are winding down. Shouldn't we get to business? Felix is a little tipsy, and waves a hand saying, working with you would be an honor for FU Group. But the profits split. I think it needs adjustment. We at FU Group. He trails off. Long story short. Not satisfied, not signing. I shake my head, resigned. Felix really is a talented businessman, worthy of the empire he inherited. But he's still too young, lacking long-term strategic vision. My proposal is built around returns 5 years out. Felix can see maybe 3. For someone in his mid-20s, that's genuinely impressive. Not everyone can be like me, carrying 30-plus years of business experience at 20. If Mr. Fu doesn't see value in this project, I'll have to look elsewhere. Over in Huzhou, there are a few firms with the same technology. I'll swing by when I have time. Enjoy your evening, Mr. Fu. I stand and head for the door. Honestly, the way I'd imagined this, Fu Group should have been the one coming to me. What a shame. Felix grabs my arm. Wait, I think there's still room to talk. I shake him off. I don't think Mr. Fu has the capability or the vision to handle a project of this scale, so I'd rather find a more suitable partner. Felix gets to his feet, swaying slightly. This is the first collaboration between SI Group and Fu Group. You may be powerful, but you rose too fast. Your network doesn't come close to ours. If our two families work together, SI Group gains more in the long run. Why get hung up on pocket change, Mr. Sai? I laugh internally. Pocket change, he says. $100 billion investment, with future returns well past $500 billion, and he calls that pocket change. I've been giving Felix way too much credit. If Mr. Fu still wants this deal, then my new terms are simple. Fu Group gives me an additional 30% on top of the original offer. Otherwise, we're done talking. Felix hesitates. This particular deal was a non-negotiable demand from his family. The board had already signed off. He just didn't expect Callum to be younger than him, and yet so much more ruthless. 10% at most. Any more in Fu Group takes a loss. I break into a grin. Mr. Fu, generous as always. Then it's settled. I'll have the updated contract delivered to you tomorrow. Felix stares, realizing he's just been played, but there's nothing he can do. He was the one who tried to lowball SI Group first, got countered, and honestly, he deserved it. Then suddenly, Felix's head starts spinning, and his whole body starts burning up. Mr. Sai, did you drug me? I also start to notice something's off. I do a quick check on him. Mr. Fu, that's quite an accusation. Even if Fu Group is bigger than mine, if I actually wanted to take you down, do you really think I'd need something this dirty? What you should be doing right now is calling the police and thinking about who you've crossed lately. Felix shakes his head hard, grabs my shoulder to steady himself. Can't call the police. If this gets out, Fu Group's reputation takes a hit. Can you help me out? Just get me through this and the contract terms are all on the table. I think it over quickly. Felix is the face of the Fu family. If word gets out that he was drugged at a club, Fu Group stock will tank. Conservatively, a loss in the hundreds of millions, maybe billions, easy. And if I help him bury this today, that's leverage in my pocket going forward. That's a calculation I'm very willing to make. I'm just about to agree when a woman bursts through the door. The VP had too much to drink. I'm a friend of his. Let me take him. She even shoves a stack of cash in my direction. I blink. This woman just mistook me for a waiter. But isn't the timing a little too convenient? Felix gets drugged, and a woman shows up immediately after? Is this some kind of setup? Though honestly, a billionaire CEO as good-looking as Felix having women come after him is completely expected. And if a kid comes out of this, well, that's even more interesting. With that thought, I change my mind on the spot, pocket the cash, and smile. If you're a friend of Mr. Fu's, then I can leave him in good hands. Just remember my cut once things go smoothly. The woman's face drains of color. Who are you? How do you know? I just shake my head and hand Felix over. Take him. I'll collect what I'm owed when the time comes. We both get what we want, you know what I mean. The woman glances at Felix, then back at me, and something in her eyes hardens. Fine. I'll remember you. Once it's done, you'll be well rewarded. I wave her off with a grin. Go now. Any longer and you might actually kill the man. She startles and rushes out supporting Felix. Once everyone's gone, I follow them out and watch as Felix gets led into the restroom at the end of the corridor, and then the woman bolts. I'm genuinely confused. She just got him into the room, so why did she run? She's not trying to kill him, is she? But this guy just agreed to sign. If he dies here, that's a loss I can't afford either. I head over to check, and right as I reach the door, I see Felix staggering out on his own. Mr. Sai, save me. Every hair on my body stands on end. There is no way I'm getting involved in something like this. Better to call the police and get him to a hospital and clear my own name while I'm at it. Excuse me, sir. I'm here to clean the restroom. A pleasant voice comes from behind me. I turn around and see a girl who looks about 18 or 19 in a staff uniform, holding a mop and cloth. Felix has clearly hit his limit. Eyes glazed and fixed on the girl, he lunges. I move fast, grabbing Felix by the collar. That's not happening. Touch her and it's a crime. If you go through with it, I become an accomplice. The girl jumps back in fright and ducks behind me. Sir, is he drunk? I think for a moment. He was drugged. Do you know anyone in this club who arranges that kind of thing? She blinks, then shakes her head. Today's actually my first shift. I don't know where to find that, but I can ask my coworkers if you'd like. No need to ask anyone. I'm his fiancée. I'm here to take him home. Right as that's said, the first woman reappears, this time with another woman behind her. It all clicks. The first one was the wingman, the one who slipped in the drug. This new one is the real target. But I've done my research on Felix. He doesn't have a fiancée. Though if tonight works out for her, she just might become one. With that thought, I push Felix toward them and pull the girl back into the corner. Felix has completely lost control of himself. One whiff and he lunges. The self-proclaimed fiancé boldly leads Felix into the restroom and locks the door behind them. Shortly after, sounds start coming from the room that leave nothing to the imagination. I'm grinning like a flower. The cleaning girl tugs at my sleeve, face bright red. Is he going to be okay? Should I still go in to clean? I blink, then recover quickly. You're still thinking about cleaning right now? Do you have any idea who just went in there? Whether he's okay or not, that's not the issue. You, on the other hand, might be in serious trouble. The girl startles. What does this have to do with me? I'm just a cleaner. I shrug. Because you saw something you weren't supposed to. Best case, you get fired and run out of Tianhai City. The girl goes pale. Then what's the worst case? I smile. They make sure you can never talk. Her legs give out at that. She's just a student, picking up some part-time work over the break to cover tuition and living expenses. How was she supposed to know she'd walk into something like this? Sir, I really had no idea this would happen. Please, please help me. I don't want to die. I catch her before she falls. Relax. I was messing with you. A woman bold enough to set up Felix like that clearly has serious backing. Yes, you stumbled into this, but outright silencing you probably isn't realistic. More likely they'd just push you out of Tianhai City or pay you to keep quiet. That does not help. The girl's legs buckle even more. Felix Fu, billionaire CEO of Fu Group, drugged by a woman, and I watched the whole thing unfold. Anyone gutsy enough to drug Felix Fu wouldn't think twice about getting rid of one little cleaning girl. Sir, please help me. If you were drinking with him, you must be someone important. You can protect me. I don't want to die and I don't want to be forced out of Tianhai City. I put a hand out and pull her to her feet. Let's get out of here first. No point ruining the moment inside. The first woman steps out and blocks our path. You lowlife, I told you to take the money and walk, you didn't. And now you think you can threaten me? You're not walking away from this. I frown. She's reasonably attractive, dressed head to toe in designer labels, clearly educated. So how does she open her mouth like this? Tell me, whose lapdog are you exactly? The moment I say she's a lapdog, the woman snaps and swings a hand straight at my face. How dare you, you nobody, calling me a lapdog? You must have a death wish. Bang. One kick sends her flying several meters straight into the wall. Honestly, I will never understand. Why do people always go for the slap, and where does the superiority complex come from? How do you have the nerve to raise your hand at a grown man like me? The woman clutches her stomach, crumpled on the ground in pain. Do you even know who I am? You hit me. The Tang family will not let this go. I click my tongue. I don't care who you are. Lay a hand on me, and you'd better be ready to face the consequences. The woman flinches, curling into herself. I work for Talia Tang, the one and only daughter of the Tang family, one of Tianhai City's most powerful clans, so she thinks that makes her untouchable. I glance down at her pitiful state with pure disinterest and walk out of the club with the cleaning girl. The ambush I half expected never comes. What I can't figure out is, no backup outside the club, so what exactly was she so smug about? Sir, what do we do now? They're not going to let this slide. I wave a hand signaling Walt to pull up the car. People who climb by, drugging their way to the top. Small-time nobodies, not worth my time. If you're scared, you can come work at my place. Mrs. Wang left, and there are rooms in the main hall that need cleaning. Short on hands, and you're around the same age as my little sister. You two should get along fine. The girl blinks. From the way this guy talks, he doesn't seem afraid of those people at all. And he has a younger sister around her age who needs looking after. And earlier, he'd instinctively grabbed Felix to shield her without even thinking, which says something about his character. Working at his place sounds a lot safer than being out here at clubs. With that, she nods. Thank you, sir. I'll work hard, I promise. The reason I'm bringing this girl along has nothing to do with being generous. It's simply because I need another witness. Someone I can use as leverage when dealing with Felix and Talia down the road. We get in the car and head back to the SI estate. Walking in, the girl's jaw drops a little more with every step. She's only ever seen places like this on TV. The layout of this estate matches the one she saw in the news. The home of Tianhai City's richest man, the youngest billionaire CEO in Tianhai City, the most feared business mogul, the boss known for paying his people the most. Are you... Wait, Mr. Sai? The legend of Tianhai City. The youngest business mogul in the game. I smile. What? Do I not look the part? The girl stares up at me for a few seconds and his face lines up with someone she's seen on TV. It really is him. I actually get to meet someone like this. The girl panics, hands and feet trembling, and immediately drops her head. I'm so sorry. The lighting in the club was so dim, I couldn't make out your face. I meant no disrespect. Please forgive me. I stare at her for a moment, then reach over and give her head a light knock. Stop talking nonsense. When did you ever offend me? Besides, I'm a Model Outstanding Youth Award winner. I don't bite, so stop shaking. That light knock on the head actually seems to calm her down. This billionaire CEO isn't nearly as intimidating as she imagined. He's got more of an older brother vibe, except he's only 20, just 1 year older than her. I'm not scared. I'm just excited to meet someone I look up to. I press a hand gently to the top of her head, tilting it up slightly. You've had your head down this whole time. That's rough on your neck. At your age, you don't want to end up with chronic neck problems. The girl looks up at me, and something flickers in her eyes. He's looking out for me. Why is a complete stranger doing what my own family never bothered to? Looking at her soft, helpless expression, I catch myself again. Am I really that intimidating? Why does looking at my face make this girl want to cry? Right? What's your name? I never asked. I'll have Mr. Liu register you in a bit. From now on, you'll be part of the household staff. How does 5,000 a month sound? To protect my glowing image as a kind and generous person, I pivot smoothly to salary talk. The number I've quoted is above market rate. First, keep the girl comfortable, spend a little to keep her around, and once Talia makes her move, I bring this girl to the table, and even 1 percentage point in concessions from the other side means billions in annual returns. The girl lights up. Thank you, Mr. Sai. My name is Lily Lin. I can clean, do laundry, and cook. I wave a hand. No need to be so formal. We have a chef for cooking, and other staff for laundry and cleaning. Lily stops in her tracks. a flash of panic crossing her face. Then what am I here for? You wouldn't be— As she says it, Lily instinctively wraps her arms around herself. I sigh. I have a younger sister with congenital brain damage. She needs companionship, and you'll understand soon enough. Right as I say that, a figure comes flying out the door. Same thing as always. We're barely at the entrance, when something charges straight at us. I instinctively throw my hand out to block, but this time I miss. Ren suddenly stops and turns to look at Lily, eyes widening with surprise. Lily? How did she end up here? If the timeline is right, Lily should have been at the club tonight, working, and then ending up with Felix doing you-know-what. This is bad. My dummy big brother is messing with the plot again. Help! Someone's trying to kill me. Does no one care about my life anymore? Callum, I really couldn't hold her back. Sage trails behind, completely embarrassed. She had no idea Ren was this strong, or that her hearing was sharp enough to pick things up from that far away. 1 second, Ren was playing a game with her, and the next she'd bolted, too fast to stop. Sage, what are you doing here? Seeing Sage, Lily looks surprised. Sage is equally caught off guard. Lily, what are you doing here? I shake it off, scoop up Ren out of habit, and carry her inside. Don't stand around talking at the door. Come in, there's seating. Snacks too. The two girls exchange a glance and follow us in, chattering away immediately. I pick up a few things from their conversation. Sage and Lily are both students at Tianhai University, 2 different majors but both top students, both ranking in the top 10 on the academic charts. Lily's family is struggling. She's helping support them, with a dropout younger brother who hits her. I don't even know what to say. These past 2 days somehow I keep running into girls with heartbreaking situations. Is the universe out here thinking I'm too soft, and deliberately sending these girls my way to be saved? Isn't that a bit much? I'm not a charity. Just as I'm thinking that, Ren makes her move and goes straight for a kiss. Ugh, Sage. I told you not to let her do that, and you let her anyway. She drained my luck energy. That cost me health. Seriously, Callum, why do you keep letting this villainess touch you? Do you have any idea what you're doing to the woman who's been waiting for you for 20 years? Stupid system. Does this luck energy really have to be topped up like this? I grab Ren and hold her back. Sage, get her away from me. Sage just shrugs. I wouldn't dare. If I do that, she'll hate me. You're a grown man. What's the harm in letting her get one little kiss? It's not going to kill you. I frown, voice edged with reluctant frustration. It's not the same. She's grown up now. She's not a little kid anymore. Lily has no idea what's going on, watching them with total confusion. What is happening right now? Sage quietly fills her in. Once Lily understands, she speaks up. Actually, I think Mr. Sai has a point. Ren is very curious by nature, so it's even more important to help her understand boundaries. Otherwise, this will keep happening. We could try guiding her gradually, help her build a healthier sense of— Lily hasn't finished the sentence when Ren swings her head around and locks eyes with her. Who do you think you are, main lead, butting into everyone's business? You think I need you to guide me? If I don't top up my luck energy today, I'm going to get soul-shocked again. And just because you're the main lead doesn't mean you can mess with me. If you cross me, I'll come for you. Stupid system, do something to her. Lily's mind goes completely blank, and after a pause, she tries again. Honestly, indulging a child's curiosity once in a while isn't the end of the world. Kids are innocent. They don't mean any harm. You as the older brother really don't need to be so uptight about it. My head buzzes. What on earth just happened? She was making perfect sense 2 seconds ago, and now she's doing a complete 180? Before I can figure it out, Ren starts acting up again. I sigh to myself and ease my grip slightly, but under the system's control, Ren's speed is something else entirely. Okay, this can't keep happening. Ren suddenly goes still. Topped up. Finally topped up. No soul shock for me today. I'll swing by Sage's room tonight and pull back whatever luck energy she drained today. But something feels different this time, not like before. Looking at Ren drifting off into her usual days, I breathe a quiet sigh of relief. Turns out those 2 girls were right. They were absolutely right. Once Ren's curiosity gets satisfied, she settles right down. Alright, Sage, take Ren to get cleaned up. Lily, go check in with Mr. Liu. I need to finalize the new contract with Food Group for tomorrow. You all don't need to worry about me. Time slips by. Outside the window, fireflies of every color fill the night air. I send off the contract and look out the window with a quiet smile. Technically, a property at this level shouldn't have fireflies, let alone this many different kinds all at once. But with Ren around, normal rules don't really apply. Actually, this closeness to nature reminds me of home from my past life. A struggling small business, barely better off than the average person, eating and sleeping however the day allowed. I stretch out my limbs and head back to the living quarters. First floor master bedroom. I push open the door and head straight to the bathroom on the right. 10 minutes later, I step out of the bathroom and round the corner into the main room, and the lights suddenly blaze on. You, don't come any closer! Sage is sitting bolt upright in bed, clutching a remote control, pointing it at me. Then her face goes scarlet and she dives under the covers. I blink and glance down at my very undressed self, and yeah, that's a little awkward. But when you've mentally lived for decades, embarrassment passes quickly, and I calmly go to grab some clothes from the wardrobe. A few minutes later, I pull back the covers and haul Sage upright. Explain, why are you in here? Sage stares at me wide-eyed. Isn't this the room you gave me? Do you have memory problems or something? I shake my head. You're the one with memory problems, not me. We talked about this at the office. We agreed to switch rooms going forward, so I'll ask again, why are you in here? Sage's expression goes blank. They did agree to that. But the office had been so hectic, and there was the whole back and forth with Isolde. How was she supposed to remember? But can you at least let go of my neck first? I drop Sage back onto the bed. Give me one good reason. Sage's mind flashes back to the sight from moments ago, and her face gets redder by the second. I forgot, and I thought this room had, something in it, and I was scared, so I just... After hearing that, I laugh. She's been convinced this room is haunted. Something unclean lurking in the dark, so when I came back and the shower woke her, this little scene was inevitable. Alright, go upstairs to sleep and make sure the windows are locked. By the way, where's Ren? Sage thinks for a moment. She tired herself out playing with Lily, so I figured I'd let her sleep over there instead of disturbing her. I nod and send Sage on her way. As long as I'm not the one who's embarrassed, then Sage gets to carry all of it. Left with no choice, Sage heads upstairs, face still burning. Lying in the bed Callum had slept in, she tosses and turns, unable to sleep. His scent is everywhere and she can't stop noticing it. In the middle of the night, a white figure pads barefoot across the main hall without a sound, stopping just outside the first floor master bedroom. Click. A soft sound, and the white figure slips inside. In the room, every hair on my body stands up. Cold sweat soaks through the sheets instantly. Half asleep, I watch the white shape gliding slowly toward the bed. Good lord, this house really is haunted. I'm quietly panicking, forcing myself calm, fists clenched under the blanket. No wonder Isolde lost it after staying here, and Sage went a little off after just one night. Now it's my turn. Look at me, seriously. What a fool. Reincarnated into a whole new world with all your memories intact, and still refusing to believe in the supernatural. Well, the skeptic finally meets his ghost. Then my nose twitches. That smell? Ren? The moment that clicks, I bolt upright and grab the white figure. Ren yelps in shock, entire body freezing up. The system had sent her to find Sage and recover a contract. She had absolutely not expected something to come launching off the bed at her, but quickly she realizes it's Callum, and the panic vanishes instantly. My mind is already racing, piecing it together fast. I was the one who told Ren to sleep in Sage's room going forward, but I never mentioned the room swap to Ren. She must have woken up at Lily's room and come looking for Sage. Hey, you okay? Did I scare you? I switch on the light and smooth out Ren's messy hair, a quiet worry settling in. This girl already has her limitations. If she gets genuinely frightened on top of that, that could be a real problem. Ren blinks up at me with her usual vacant expression. You really are the best, Callum. I almost died of fright just now. What are you even doing sleeping in Sage's room for no reason? Are you out of your mind? Seeing that Ren is fine, I let out a long breath, settle her into the bed, pull the covers up, and breathe lightly on her forehead. Nothing to be scared of. I'm here. Now close your eyes, and when you wake up you won't even remember this. Ren obediently closes her eyes. Honestly, what a clueless big brother. I specifically wrote him to be an obsessive type, and after all these years, obsession is nowhere to be found. All I see is someone genuinely sweet and a little dense. Is my writing just that bad? Did I just fail to bring the character to life? And why do I have this strange feeling I can't shake? I pat the blanket gently and wait for Ren to drift off, then settle into the hanging chair behind the window ledge. This chair was installed 3 years ago, when Isolde moved in. She'd asked for it, saying it was the perfect spot to soak in the moonlight and morning sun, though after that she barely came back at all. The chair looks almost brand new. The people of yesterday, you can never get them back. Crack! At the abandoned factory on the east side, Isolde snaps back the whip and yanks the cloth from Gloria's mouth. This is what happens when you try to run. I've told you so many times, why won't you ever listen? Gloria's body is covered in welts. She lets out a hollow laugh. My fault for being blind enough to ever agree to work with a freak like you. No wonder Callum walked away. Who could put up with someone like you? Isolde's eyes go cold. If you hadn't kept stirring things up, my rebellious streak never would have gone this far. Without you, I'd be the lady of the Sai estate right now, the most respected woman in Tianhai City. All of this is because of you. Crack. Isolde loses her temper and brings the whip down again. Gloria grits her teeth and takes it. No, you did this to yourself. Every time I told you to patch things up with Callum, I meant it sincerely. But your own biases wouldn't let you hear anyone speak well of Callum in front of you. Deep down, you'd already decided Callum was the villain. Rotten to the core, you twisted every honest word I ever said to fit that story. You are the sick one. A self-absorbed control freak who lives in her own manufactured reality, who never once saw other people as real. What gave you the right to make me your accessory? I am not your property. I am a person. A real, living, human being. Isolde's eyes go wide, and she fires back. That's not what I did. I just saw that you were both people in difficult situations. I helped you earn money, and in return you helped support me and Callum emotionally. That's a fair exchange, a fair deal. What's wrong with coming into the SI family with me? He lost his parents when he was little. By his early teens he was already holding up an entire family empire, and on top of that looking after a sister who can't care for herself. He has it so hard. Why wouldn't you want to give him a little sense of home and warmth? If he had siblings, would he really have to carry so much alone? Gloria stares at her, completely breaking down inside. How does a human being even say something like this? So because he has it hard, I'm supposed to walk in and give him warmth and a sense of home? He's sitting on a fortune and never gave me a single cent. He doesn't have brothers, and has to look after a sister with brain damage. So what does any of that have to do with me? Isolde, enough. Haven't you ever stopped to wonder why every single plan you cooked up against Callum has failed without exception? Isolde laughs coldly. Because he doesn't care about me as much as I imagined. I figured that out a long time ago. Gloria's lips curl, and she lets out a sharp laugh. You are so pitiful. You fool. You will never actually know the real reason. Isolde goes still for a moment, drops the whip. Tell me, I might be willing to go easier on you. Gloria's mind works fast. Her life depends on it. Wake up, Isolde. The reason you keep failing, it isn't that he didn't love you enough. It's that you didn't love him enough. You thought I could be your puppet, pulled in whatever direction you wanted. Do you honestly think Callum is any different? From the moment we signed that agreement, from the day you brought me to meet him, he had already decided not to love you, because you are not someone worthy of being loved. You are not right in the head. Someone who hides behind the mask of love. Every time you couldn't have what you wanted, you never dared get angry at him, never dared question him, so you made me the substitute you took it out on. After beating me, tormenting me, you'd feel guilty and torment yourself. You sent me to kneel at sacred sites across the country to pray for him. Thinking that would somehow wash away your guilt, you are nothing but a self-deceiving freak, and it is pathetic. Crack. Isolde snaps, and slaps Gloria hard across the face. Shut up. That's not how it is. You don't know how much he loves me, and you have no idea how much I love him. I can't even bring myself to raise my voice when I talk to him. How could I possibly confront him or hurt him? It was an honor for you to take the punishment meant for him. I gave you food, clothing, lent you so much money. All of it his money. Used to send you out praying for his health and safety. What exactly is wrong with that? Gloria completely loses it inside. This woman is genuinely terrifying. She has to find a way out. Gloria is absolutely certain this unstable woman will kill her just to make things right with Callum. That's garbage. If you actually loved him, I would never have existed in this picture. He does love you. That part is real. The wild energy in Isolde begins to slowly fade. You said he loves me? You're not lying to me? Seeing that her words are landing, Gloria breathes a quiet sigh of relief. Yes, he loves you. He always spoiled you, and even now he still can't fully let go. Have you ever thought about this? Why is it that all these years Callum has never had another romantic interest? Someone as brilliant and magnetic as him, wherever he went, women would have come running, but he turned every single one of them away for you. He is someone with real integrity and a genuine sense of responsibility, and you wasted all of that. But the good news is he still has deep feelings for you, and if you let me go right now, I can show you how to win back his favor. The wild look in Isolde's eyes pauses, and quickly shifts back to something controlled. You actually have a plan? Gloria spits out a mouthful of blood. Let me go, and I'll find a way to bring him back to you. Isolde reaches behind her back, pulls out a dagger without a second thought, and drives it into Gloria's shoulder. First, one arm out of commission. If you try to fool me, you won't survive it. Gloria bites through the pain, mind already calculating. You two have years of history together, don't you? And you already know he would never just leave you to die. So let's stage something, a setup where all the blame lands on me. Once Callum finds out it was me manipulating you this whole time, he'll forgive you. I'll stir things up, put you both through a near-death experience, and he'll come running back to you. Isolde's eyes light up. If she can use Gloria to get them to bury the past and survive something intense together, Callum values loyalty and emotion deeply, so he'd have to forgive her. And at the very least, he wouldn't hate her. With that settled in her mind, she immediately starts working out the details with Gloria. The next day, Callum Group Headquarters Assistant's office. Sage doesn't see Isolde anywhere, and something feels off. Assistant Sage, Fu Group has sent notice. The VP will be coming in to sign a contract with the CEO. Please prepare accordingly. Sage is still puzzling over Isolde's absence when the notification comes through, and she freezes completely. This is only her second day on the job. She has no idea how to handle this. This is a formal signing between two billionaire-level CEOs. The scale of it alone is overwhelming, and she can't even picture it. What does she do? She calls Isolde. Immediately the line is dead. Panic rising, I push open the door and walk in. Sage gives an awkward smile. I've never dealt with anything like this. I'm really sorry. I shake my head. It's just a contract signing. Find a quiet space, have tea ready, that's it. Callum Group doesn't bow to anyone in this city. Got it? Sage nods slowly, still processing. She's a 19-year-old student. How would she know any of this? She doesn't even know the full extent of the rivalry between SI Group and FU Group. But having me say it directly is enough to settle her nerves. The signing is arranged to take place in the coffee shop downstairs. When I see Felix, even I'm caught off guard. He looks terrible, pale as a sheet, bruised around the eyes, and a hollow look in his gaze. Mr. Sai, you really did me dirty. Hearing that, I chuckle. Mr. Fu, what are you talking about? When have I ever done anything to you? Felix glances around, spots the woman standing beside me, and turns red with embarrassment. I read the situation, wave a hand, and tell Sage, go let the owner know, we're taking the whole place. Anyone still here gets double compensation. Sage takes that as her cue, and immediately starts clearing people out. She's not blind or deaf. Clearly, Felix wants privacy right now and she's in the way. If this billion-dollar deal falls through because of her, no amount of selling herself would cover the loss. Once everyone clears out, Felix finally exhales. Last night, didn't I ask you to help me? How did you just leave? I play dumb. Your fiancé came to pick you up. What reason did I have to stick around and get involved? Felix sighs. Look, about the fiancé thing, I do have a childhood engagement with the Tang family, but the girl went missing when she was very young. Last night that woman was Talia Tang, the Tang family's adopted daughter. She's always wanted to claim that engagement for herself, but I never expected her to go this far. Now she's using it to pressure me into marrying her. What am I supposed to do? I frowned slightly. It's a family alliance. Adopted or biological, all it really takes is a justification. And from what I saw, Talia is attractive and clearly has strong feelings for you. Otherwise she wouldn't have gone to those lengths. Why not just agree to the marriage? What's the point of agonizing over it? Felix lets out a helpless sigh. She doesn't care about me. She just wants the title of Fu family wife. And if I agree, what does that mean for the real Tang daughter who went missing? Isn't that unfair to her? My lips twitch. This guy, I genuinely cannot figure out how Felix became a CEO. Fair or not, the Tang family offers connections and consolidates your position within the Fu family. That's what matters. Unless you've gone and fallen for someone else. Wait, have you ever even met the real Tang daughter? Felix shakes his head. I was 5 when the engagement was made. She had just been born. She went missing by the time she was 5. I've never met her. I don't even know her name. I go quiet for a moment. So you're telling me you're holding on to an engagement for someone you've never met, someone whose name you don't even know, a person who's been missing for years. Are you serious? Do your parents know you're this committed? Felix lets out an awkward laugh. It's not really about her. I just don't like Talia. I take a slow breath and ease my tone. It's a family alliance. You don't have to like her. Talia has the looks, the figure, the family background. What exactly are you not satisfied with? What, she's not enough for you? Because from the look on your face, that's not actually the issue, is it? Felix just looks pained. I just don't like her. I shake my head, genuinely disappointed. For the heir of an empire this size, he is far too ruled by his feelings. For someone at this level to be so hung up on romance, all it would take is one person playing on his emotions and Fu Group would take devastating losses. Partnering with someone like this is extremely risky. Buzz. Before I can say another word, my phone vibrates. It's Isolde's number. I answer. We have Isolde. Get 10 million in cash ready immediately. Come to the abandoned factory on the east side alone to make the exchange. No police, or we end her. I hang up and think for a few seconds. Then I dial emergency services. Someone has been kidnapped. Her name is Isolde Mu. Location is the abandoned factory on the east side. They're demanding 10 million. The Enforcement Bureau receives the report and immediately dispatches a response team. After hanging up, I turn back to Felix. I think I need to seriously reconsider this partnership. You let your feelings run everything, and that makes me doubt your judgment. Felix points at my phone. Wasn't Isolde your ex-fiancée? She's been kidnapped. And you're not worried? I keep my expression steady, though honestly even more done with Felix. First, Isolde and I have a strictly professional relationship at this point. Second, rescuing people is the Enforcement Bureau's job. My presence would do nothing and would only give bad actors an opening to use against me. Our partnership ends here. A word of advice, Mr. Fu. You are not suited to hold real power. Felix gets to his feet. Mr. Sai, I can offer more concessions. Give it another thought? I shake my head. If Fu Group continues to be run by Felix, its future is bleak, and I'm not going to tie myself to a company with no real long-term prospects. No need, Mr. Fu. I have things to attend to. We'll talk another time. I walk out of the coffee shop without hesitation and signal to Walt across the way with a wave. East side. Even though things are done with Isolde, letting her die isn't something I'm willing to do. If it's just money they want, 10 million is within my range. Walt hits the gas. Abandoned factory on the east side. Isolde and Gloria have set the scene. Once Isolde is hoisted up, she asks nervously, will this actually bring him back? Gloria, carefully nodding, checks the tension on the rope and says, trust me, this time Callum will come back to you. Once Isolde is suspended, a strange unease settles in. If you try anything against me, you will not walk away from it. Gloria smiles. What could a nobody like me possibly do to someone like Mrs. Isolde Mu? I just want back what's rightfully mine. Isolde's face drains of color and she thrashes wildly. Let me go right now, or Callum will not let you live. Gloria shakes her head. Oh, I know Callum won't leave you hanging. I'm just here for a little money, and then I'm leaving Tianhai City. Leaving you, this monster. So, Aldee's eyes go wide. If you dare betray me, I will make sure you never have a good death. Wah-woo, wah-woo. A wave of sirens floods the air outside the factory, and both Isolde and Gloria freeze. Ha! Isolde, do you see that? Callum called the police. He wouldn't even spend 10 million on you. Think about how good he was to you. Gave you unlimited spending on his card, anything you wanted, a $30 billion betrothal gift, more than the entire Mu family fortune combined. And now, he won't give you a single cent. You monster, you're finally getting what you deserve. The person who loved you most, and you destroyed it with your own hands, and if I tell him today about the 3 years you and I spent running schemes on him, do you honestly think he'll still care about whatever pitiful bond of friendship you two have left? Isolde goes blank with fear, and then explodes into wild struggling. Gloria, let me down, I promise you. Let me down, keep the truth from him, and I'll let you walk free. I'll give you 10 million, no, 30 million, 50 million. I'll send you anywhere in the world you want to go. Please, just let me down. Gloria's expression goes cold. I've been an idiot once already. Do you think I'd be stupid a second time? Your money, I wouldn't dare touch it. What's the point of money if I'm not alive to spend it? And besides, who is Callum Sai? Someone who's been dominating the business world since the age of 10. Do you think the list of people he's ruined is short? I know how ruthless he is. I couldn't even escape your hands. There's no way I'd survive his. He's done with you now, which means you're useless to me. Isolde panics. What are you doing? The Enforcement Bureau is already here. If you hurt me, you're finished. Gloria laughs. Why would I hurt you? I'd like to stay alive, thanks. Why would I choose to die? Did you really think I was as reckless as you? After thoroughly tearing into Isolde, Gloria covers her head with both hands and drops to the floor. The original plan was to extort some money and run. But things had spiraled way beyond what he had bargained for, and he immediately switches strategy. Confess and cooperate. It won't mean a life sentence. This wasn't a real kidnapping, just an elaborate stunt at worst, probably just a verbal warning. As for Isolde's situation, he's ready to lay it all out. At the very least, it would clear his own name with Callum, and put Isolde away for a while. Taking this window, he plans to disappear as far as possible, and never get near anyone this unstable again. The Enforcement Bureau seals off the scene and moves in slowly. What they find, one person flat on the ground, one person suspended in the air. But looking at the situation more carefully, the person on the ground is covered in injuries and honestly looks more like the victim. Help! Officers! Please, someone help me! Gloria shouts from the floor. The entire response team exchanges confused looks, and most of them turn toward Isolde instead. Hanging up there, Isolde has nothing she can possibly say. What could she even say at this point? Gloria has made her choice. Anything Isolde says now is useless. In the limited edition car, my phone goes off. What? The suspect is already in custody? It was a prank? Understood. I'll be there shortly. I hang up and my lips just keep twitching. What is going on? Two absolute clowns just played me for a fool. Enforcement Bureau mediation room. I look at the silent, head-down Isolde and the thoroughly miserable Gloria, and my head is already pounding. Callum, please help me. I can't take this anymore. Please, just take Isolde back and lock her up somewhere, and never let her near another person. I'll get on my knees if I have to. Bang. The lead officer slams the table. Watch your words. Unlawful detention is a crime. I smile. No need to get worked up, officer. I'm a model outstanding youth. I would never do something like that. Let's hear what Gloria has to say first. Gloria wipes her eyes, pulls out her phone, and opens her photo gallery. Callum, take a look at these contracts. They're all handwritten, but I think you'll recognize the handwriting. I take the phone, scroll through the gallery, and skim through over 30 contract documents in quick succession, my expression getting stranger by the second. Isolde, the handwriting on every single one of these is yours. I'm the one who taught you how to write. Tell me honestly, did you write these? Isolde can't deny it and gives a small nod. Gloria jumps in immediately. Callum, there are videos below too. Watch all of them. You have no idea how much I've been through because of you. Gone through for me? I pause, then tap play. Every clip is short, clearly recorded in secret, the person behind the camera terrified of being caught. But after nearly 100 clips, the picture is completely clear to me. Just as I thought, Isolde really didn't lie that day. She and Gloria never had anything going on. But what I can't wrap my head around, how does a girl who had everything going for her end up this twisted inside? Did I somehow raise her wrong? I treated her like she was made of glass from the very beginning. Never let anything hurt her, emotionally or otherwise. Her rebellious phase, her difficult attitude. Those I could understand, because I spoiled her. But how did she become genuinely disturbed? Isolde, is this really what all those years together amounted to? The more I think about it, the angrier I get. If the flower had been taken by someone else, I'd be hurt, but I'd understand. Beautiful things always draw attention. A rebellious teenager chasing what she thought was right, that I could have accepted. But now I'm being told the flower was rotten from the start, twisted into something dangerous long ago, and it went out and started hurting people. Isn't that a direct slap to my face? A broken engagement, fine, people would talk for a while. But 20 years of raising someone only to end up with this, they'd never let me forget it. And once this gets out, after people with agendas get through spinning it, my character as Callum Sai will be under fire, and the public fallout on my personal life will be massive. Isolde has nothing to say, head down, completely silent. I take a slow, deep breath. Gloria, I know these past few years have been hard on you, and I'm willing to compensate you. I'm hoping you and Isolde can resolve this privately. Gloria shakes her head. I don't want money, and I'm not pressing charges. All I want is a written guarantee, signed here at the Enforcement Bureau, that neither of you will ever come after me again. Gloria has learned this lesson the hard way. When you're facing a family with this kind of power, A family that practically funds half of Tianhai City's economy every year. Even the enforcement bureau tends to look the other way. Isolde would get a light sentence at best, while Gloria would be the one who gets destroyed. Someone this powerful, who would dare take their money? Hearing her terms, something shifts in my eyes. After everything came to light, I had already been planning to deal with Gloria. But now, I see she's smarter than I gave her credit for. She's been building a paper trail for years. If I move against her now, there's almost certainly more she has in reserve, and that would become a much bigger problem. The guarantee, we can write that. But I'm also giving you compensation. I want you to take that money, find somewhere better to live, and get some help for the damage all of this has done. Gloria understands exactly what this is. I'm covering against her going back on her word. Once she takes the money, if she ever tries to flip the story, the SI family has more than enough power to bury her. Fine, give me 10 million, and I'll take the guarantee, take his old secrets, and disappear from Tianhai City forever. Knowing when to cut your losses, that's wisdom. After everything she's been through, Gloria has finally understood it. She takes the guarantee and the money, and that same night boards a flight and leaves Tianhai City behind.